The following is a Shaw TV live presentation. Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Shaw Park in downtown Winnipeg. We are here for a matinee edition of Safeway Goldeyes Baseball right here on Shaw TV. Today, the Fish wrap up a 4-game set with the Wichita Wingnuts, and we get things underway with the pregame show brought to you by Safeway, ingredients for life. And as we welcome you to field level, my name's Al Foster. So great to have you back with us here at the ballpark on what's turning out to be another great day for baseball. Certainly not as hot and humid as we've experienced over the past couple of days here in Winnipeg, but a great day nonetheless. Mix of sun and cloud and just a slight breeze blowing from left to right field. The Winnipeg Goldeyes, well, they haven't exactly been hot this past week, losing 3 games in a row, all at the hands of the visiting Wichita Wingnuts. The Wingnuts do sport the best win-loss record in the American Association. That has certainly been on display here, especially the past 2 games where Wichita's stars have really stepped up with some clutch hitting. But despite the losses, the Goldeyes still find themselves atop the North Division standings with a 2-game lead over the St. Paul Saints. So today they're going to be looking to at least salvage something from this series and, of course, put a little breathing room between themselves and the St. Paul Saints. It all adds up to what should be a great afternoon of baseball. For a little more intel, let's send things up now to the man who will call every ball and strike for us today. Take it away, Scott Taylor.
Thank you very much, Al Foster. Let's go down to field level and our national anthems.
The bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Hi, everybody. Chuck Peters with our national anthems. And good afternoon, everyone. It's a perfect day for baseball here at Shaw Park in downtown Winnipeg as the Winnipeg Goldeyes play host to the Wichita Wingnuts in the 4th and final game of this 4-game series. The Goldeyes starting defensive alignment, the boys out in the carpet, is brought to you by A&R Carpet Barn. Visit one of our 2 locations at 50 Archibald Street and 655 Pembina Highway. For the Goldeyes today, Luis Allen will start behind the plate, as always. Casey Harther is at first base. Brock Bond is at second. Tyler Coons at short, and Jake Blackwood starts at third base once again. Donnie Webb's in left field. Reggie Abercrombie in center, and Ryan Pineda will start in right field today. Josh Mazzola has been having some back issues, and he's going to start as the designated hitter this afternoon. Chris Salamita is your starting pitcher. The Goldeyes starting defensive alignment brought to you by A&R Carpet Barn. Visit anrcarpetbarn.com. The Goldeyes starting pitcher is brought to you by Lower Level Sports Cards at 189 Henderson Highway, right beside the subway. Visit us at lowerlevelsportscards.ca. Al Foster, tell us about Chris Salamita.
Well, Scott, 30-year-old Chris Salamita coming into this game with a win-loss record of 5-3 and an earned run average of 3.41. Like I mentioned, he's 30 years old, 6 feet tall, 190 pounds, out of Watervliet, New York, if I pronounce that right.
Watervliet, yeah.
Watervliet. Thank you very much, Scotty. And, of course, Chris has been a part of the Goldeyes since 2010.
Chris Salamita with a great fastball change, curveball and slider, 4-pitch left-hander. Chris Salamita, your starting pitcher for the Goldeyes, brought to you by Lower Level Sports Cards at 189 Henderson Highway, right beside the subway. Visit us at lowerlevelsportscards.ca. The Wichita Wingnuts starting lineup brought to you by Pembina Chrysler Dodge Jeep. Proud supporter of your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Visit us at pembinachrysler.com, and what a lineup this is. It's really quite scary. Ryan Corey is the shortstop. Jake Caulaleo bats second, and he plays second base. The Goldeyes have had a real problem getting him out this week. David Espinoza hits third and plays first base. Brent Cleveland, the man that Rick Forney says is the most valuable player in this league this season, is the designated hitter. Carlo Testa plays in center field, bats fifth. Chris McMurray hits sixth, and he catches. Chris McClendon, the third baseman, bats seventh. David Amberson hits eighth and plays in right field. And Jake Lucci, brand new player for this ball club, only played about 20 games with this team. He slides into play in left field today. So Ryan Curry is about to lead off. The Wingnuts starting lineup brought to you by Pembina Chrysler Dodge Jeep. Proud supporter of your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Visit us at pembinachrysler.com. Ryan Curry has had a tremendous week. Last night he went 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored and 1 driven in. In the game on Friday night, he went 3 for 5 with a run scored and an RBI. And in the opener, they got him. He went 0 for 5. So Curry's had 2 great nights back-to-back. He'll lead it off against Chris Salamita. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. It's in there for strike one, and the game's opening pitch is brought to you by Metro Center Limited. For trailers, trailer parts, and accessories, visit us at 620 Nairn Avenue.
And like you mentioned, Scott, going down the lineup here, there's not a weak spot in the order here for Wichita.
There's no automatic out, not one. Here's the pitch by Salamita, misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
The lowest batting average right now, .268, which is still pretty respectable.
And that's David Amberson, who has played pretty well in this series. He was 0 for 3 last night, but 2 for 4 in the game on Friday. There's a pitch down the middle for a strike. Fastball at 85 miles an hour from Salamita. Chris Salamita, among the leaders in pitching in the American Association. He's 10th overall with a 3.41 ERA. 5-3, but his last few outings have been tremendous, and he's pitcher of the week. Curveball, swing, foul tip. Corey stays alive. This is game 4 of a 4-game series. In the first 3 games, it's been all Wichita, although the last 2 games have been playoff quality ball games. In the opener, Wichita came in and pounded Winnipeg 10-3. But the Wingnuts won 6-5 on Friday night and 4-3 last night in 2 tremendous ball games. Pitched well, great defense, lots of hits. It's been very entertaining baseball. Salamita gets the sign from Allen. Here's the pitch, and there's a ground ball right back to the mound. Broken back ground ball to Salamita. There's the first out of the ball game. Chris Salamita gets Ryan Corey to ground out. And that's 1 away, and will bring up a monster in this series, Jake Caulaleo. Let's have another look at it. Great pitch by Salamita. Saws off Ryan Corey. Breaks the bat, sends it right back to the mound.
And like he's done all season long, very calmly helping himself on the mound, doesn't he?
Well, he sees himself as an outfielder as much as a pitcher.
Yep.
There's the first pitch to Caulaleo, and it's high and outside for ball 1.
Scott, you've had a chance to watch these guys all week. What do you like about Wichita? They seem like a fine ball club.
First of all, they're aggressive at the plate, and I love teams that are aggressive. 1-1, the count to Caulaleo. When you get an aggressive ball club and a team that is also aggressive on the base pass, you'll get a team that will create scoring opportunities, and that's what they've done at every turn this year. You can't make a mistake against this lineup. There's a pitch that's in there. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kyle Lalio. Kyle Lalio, for instance, this week went 1 for 4 last night with 2 runs driven in. He drove in the winning run last night. He went 2 for 5 on Friday night with a run scored and an RBI, and 3 for 5 on Thursday with 3 runs scored and an RBI. They have just not been able to get this guy out on a regular basis. Scary part is Brent Cleveland has been even tougher.
I get the feeling, too, from the All-Star game, meeting Kevin Hooper for the first time, the manager for Wichita. They're a well-coached team, too.
Well, I don't think Kevin Hooper has to do the amount of work that other managers have to do in this league. These guys can play. Swing and a miss on a great pitch by Salamita.
That fell off the table.
A tremendous curveball from Chris Salamita. Let's have another look at it. This is a tremendous pitch.
Oh, yeah.
So quickly, 2 away for the best team in the American Association. A team that comes in today with a record of 55-23. The next best team is Winnipeg at 47-32, 15 games over 500. Wichita's 8.5 games ahead of Winnipeg in the overall standings. Here's David Espinoza. First pitch from Salamita, misses outside.
Not to put a jinx on anything, but talking to a few of the Wichita guys, they said they would love to face Winnipeg in the league championship. But that's putting the cart before the horse.
Well, I would like to see Winnipeg get to the league championship.
Exactly.
I think that would be tremendous. Thank you very much, Wichita Wingnuts. 1 ball and 1 strike to David Espinoza. Former member of the Detroit Tigers organization, as Brent Cleveland was. Espinoza from Miami, Florida, chops one to the mound. This is going to be a tough play. Tyler Kuhn can't make the play, and it'll be an infield single for David Espinoza. That was pounded right off home plate. Kuhn would not have been able to get him if he had fielded the ball cleanly.
And about the only option here would have been to barehand, right, Scott?
Yeah, it's the only option he had, and he really didn't have an option. Espinoza runs very well. He had beaten this one out before the ball even got into Tyler Kuhn's hand.
That looked like a receiver turning up field in football before catching the ball. That's exactly. He was looking right at first base when he went to barehand the ball there.
Here comes Brent Cleveland, today's cleanup hitter, brought to you by Multi-Material Stewardship of Manitoba. More than half of all household garbage can be recycled. Recycling is easy and convenient. We all win with recycling. For more information, visit simplyrecycled.ca. And Brent Cleveland. Rick Forney calls him the most valuable player in this league. And what we've seen this weekend, it's been scary. He started on Thursday night going 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored, 2 driven in, a home run. And then he went 1 for 4 with a run driven in and a run scored. And then last night, 2 for 4 with another home run, a run scored and a run driven in.
And if you want any indication of his clutch, he's got 63 RBIs.
There's one chop foul at the plate. Quickly, Salamita gets ahead of Cleveland 0-2. Brent Cleveland played a bit of 3 years in the major leagues with the Detroit Tigers. One of those guys that you watch him play and you wonder why he's in this league. He's from Austin, Texas. Played in high school with Kelly Johnson, former Blue Jay. He's hit major league home runs off David Wells, Johan Santana, Mark Burley, Jose Contreras, and Cliff Lee. That's not bad.
Not so bad. Austin, Texas.
So if you're Ethan Hollingsworth and you gave up a home run, you're on a pretty good list.
Yeah, not too shabby. I was going to say Austin, Texas, one of those cities in the States you have to visit.
Oh, absolutely. What a great town.
Music, food, and bats.
And the University of Texas.
Indeed.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Brent Cleveland. Cleveland 6'1", 205. One ball and 2 strikes. Pitch is just inside, 2-2. Espinoza at first base. 2 away. Espinoza started the season in Kansas City, was dealt to Wichita, and as soon as he was dealt, a player in the Goldeyes clubhouse said to me, well, I guess Kansas City's given up. You don't give away a player like David Espinoza. Time is called. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brent Cleveland. Espinoza comes into this one hitting .293. .291 total on the season. 4 homers and 35 driven in, but .293 in his time with Wichita. Throw quickly to first base. But Wichita has come in here this week and demonstrated why they're the best team in the league. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cleveland. Salamita checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Luis Allen. And Salamita, who will admit he's not a strikeout pitcher, strikes out 2 in the first inning. And 2 of the toughest players in the league, Jake Caulaleo and Brent Cleveland. No runs on a hit. It was an infield single, no errors, and 1 man left. We played half an inning on an absolutely perfect day for baseball. It's Wichita nothing, Winnipeg coming to bat. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball. Scott Taylor and Al Foster. Glad you could join us today. Kenny Weaves away in Saskatoon, but we'll have the rest of the game for you right here on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Welcome back to the ballpark. The Wingnuts starting defensive alignment. The boys out there on the carpet is brought to you by A&R Carpet Barn. Visit one of our 2 locations at 50 Archibald Street and 655 Pembina Highway. Chris McMurray is the catcher. He's a good one, too. David Espinoza, former big leaguer, plays at first base. Jake Caulaleo is in second base, and we may call him Jake if they have to turn a double play today. Ryan Corey is the shortstop. He's a dandy, an all-star, and Chris McClendon plays at third. Jake Lucci, the newcomer, is in left field. Carlo Testa, another all-star, is in center, and David Amberson plays in right. Tim Brown is the starting pitcher. The Wingnuts starting defensive alignment brought to you by A&R Carpet Barn. Visit ANRCarpetBarn.com. Your Wingnuts starting pitcher is brought to you by Lower Level Sports Cards at 189 Henderson Highway, right beside the subway. Visit us at lowerlevelsportscards.ca. Tell us about big, long, lean, lanky Tim Brown.
I was going to say, he's a tall drink of water, isn't he, Scott? Tim Brown, right-handed pitcher, 6'3", 205 pounds. He was born in St. Louis, Missouri, and he lives in St. Louis, Missouri. He comes into this game with a record of 3-3, earned run average of just over 4. And before coming to Wichita, spent a couple of years with Gateway, the Gateway Grizzlies in the Frontier League.
Tim Brown, the starting pitcher for the Wichita Wingnuts. And that starting pitcher is brought to you by Lower Level Sports Cards at 189 Henderson Highway, right beside the subway. Visit us at lowerlevelsportscards.ca. Your Goldeyes starting lineup brought to you by Pembina Chrysler Dodge Jeep. Proud supporter of your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Visit us at PembinaChrysler.com. There you see the on-deck hitter, Jake Blackwood, hitting number 2 today. Brock Bond is leading it off. Blackwood at number 2. Tyler Kuhn hits 3rd. Casey Harther 4th. Reggie Abercrombie 5th. Donnie Webb moved down to 6th from number 2 last night. Josh Mazzola hits 7th. Luis Allen 8th. And Ryan Pineda bats 9th. The first pitch to Brock Bond is inside for ball 1.
I mentioned Tim Brown just having a record of 3-3, Scott, but according to the Wingnuts website, his career professional record, 46-17. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'd say. And Steve Schuster, the Goldeyes radio announcer, who was in Wichita last year, says that Brown is one of the better pitchers he's seen in this league. So we'll watch Tim Brown today. He falls behind Brock Bond, 2 balls and 1 strike. Bond has been red hot lately. Pitches outside 3-1. He's hitting .379 over the last 10 and .400 over the last 5. 8 for 20 in the last 5 games. And that's after going 0 for 4 last night. Pitch low and outside, and Brock Bond draws a walk to lead off. 5 pitches, 4 of them outside the strike zone. And the Goldeyes have a runner at first base with nobody out, and that brings up Jake Blackwood. Blackwood has moved up from 6th in the lineup. Actually 7th last night as I checked the sheet. Yeah, he hit 7th last night. He went 2 for 4 with a home run scored and driven in. He's moved his batting average up to .278. So with that, he's also moved up in the order to number 2, and Donnie Webb has moved down to number 6. First pitch to Blackwood is on the corner for strike 1.
And again, with things not going really the Goldeyes way, even for the past couple of weeks, because they had some issues on the road there too. I guess Rick Forney just trying to juggle things a little bit and find that winning combination.
There's a line drive up the middle, and it gets through for a base hit. Brock Bond is going to go to third base. The Goldeyes will have runners on the corner. Wasn't hit very hard, but it got through the middle of that diamond. And Bond goes all the way to third. A little bit off the fist. It was a fastball, a moving fastball. Blackwood didn't barrel up on it, but hit it hard enough off the fist to get it past Caulalio.
Definitely a seeing-eye single.
Sure was. The first hit of the game for the Goldeyes is brought to you by the University of Winnipeg. This year, the Goldeyes leading hitter will win the Tear the Cover Off the Ball trophy, presented by the University of Winnipeg. The current leader, of course, is Casey Arthur, who's hitting .380. So here comes Tyler Kuhn, who's hitting .356. He's fifth in hitting in the league. The first pitch to Kuhn, and there's a little flare out in the left field. It is going to drop for a base hit. In to score comes Brock Bond. It's an RBI single for Tyler Kuhn, and the Goldeyes draw first blood this afternoon. An RBI single for Tyler Kuhn. He didn't hit it very hard either, but it drops in front of Lucci in left field, and it's an RBI single.
He actually took a really good cut at it, Scott, but fortunately for him, didn't get all of the ball, and it dropped just where he wanted it to go.
It did. So here comes Casey Arthur with runners at first and second. Today's cleanup hitter is brought to you by Multi-Material Stewardship of Manitoba. More than half of all household garbage can be recycled. Recycling is easy and convenient. We all win with recycling. For more information, visit simplyrecycle.ca. First pitch to Casey Arthur is in there for strike one. Runners at first and second for the Goldeyes. They have pushed a run across here in the first inning. Third straight game that the Goldeyes have drawn first blood. Pitch by Brown is in there for strike two, and Brown quickly gets ahead of Arthur 0-2.
And a quick start, if I'm hearing you right, Scotty, against Wichita doesn't mean much, does it?
Well, no, not at all. Wichita's got too many bats. But to get some breathing room, and that's what Forney talked about after last night's game as well. The Goldeyes had a couple of opportunities to build a 3 or a 4 run lead, and they didn't take advantage of those opportunities, and that really hurt them last night. Now they've got another opportunity. They've got to kind of jump on it right away. Pitch to Arthur, and there's a ground ball to shortstop. This should be 2. Over to Jake for 1, back to first, the double play, and exactly what the Goldeyes have not been able to do is make something big happen when they get the opportunity. And that's the 4th time in this series that the Goldeyes with runners on first and second have hit into double plays with nobody out. It was a pitch low that Arthur probably should have let go. He hits it right to Corey, to Caulalio, and then across to Espinoza at first for the double play. And that's the kind of thing that's hurt the Goldeyes all week long. An inability to take advantage of great opportunities. So now there's a runner on third with 2 away, and here's Reggie Abercrombie. First pitch by Brown is low for ball 1. Last night, Reggie was almost the hero. With 2 runners on and nobody out, in the bottom of the 8th, he hit it right to the fence. And there's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. Easy play for Brown. He flips it over to Espinoza, and that does it for the Goldeyes. But once again, the Goldeyes have a tremendous opportunity and can score only 1 run. A run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left. The Goldeyes had runners at first and second, nobody out, and couldn't do anything with it. We played an inning. It's Winnipeg 1, Wichita nothing. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball, live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Ready for summer? If you have a cottage or cabin, Shaw Direct has your family's entertainment covered. Get Shaw Direct Satellite TV for your home away from home and receive your first month free. 2 free movies plus a free HD PVR rental for 2 years. Got a cottage or cabin? Get Shaw Direct Satellite TV today.
Welcome back to the ballpark on an absolutely perfect day. There's Dancing Gabe, making sure that he stays hydrated. We have had some tough Sundays in here. A lot of rain on Sundays this season. It's pointed out to me that more than half the games that we have had planned for Sunday afternoon have been rained out this year. Or there has been rain all day and we've been here till 7 or 8 o'clock at night. But today it's perfect. There are some fluffy clouds in the sky. It's mostly blue. and we got a great day for baseball. It's 1-0 Goldeyes after 1 inning.
We have
For the Wichita Wingnuts in the second inning, it'll be Carlo Testa, Chris McMurray, and Chris McClendon out.
Sorry, Scotty, I was just going to say, weather-wise, we've had some epic storms in the Winnipeg area for the past couple days. And I was concerned last night as the heavens opened up whether we'd be playing ball today, but as luck would have it, we're here.
And I can't think of a better place to be.
No, sir.
So here's Carlo Testa. This is a tough out, too. Testa last night went 0 for 3.
And of course, Testa
went 1 for 3 on Friday night and then 1 for 3 on Thursday. He had 3 RBIs on Thursday with a long home run.
I was going to say, we found out in the All-Star game he's got some good wheels, too.
He sure does. He's scary on the base pass. First pitch is on the corner for strike 1.
Winning, of course, the fastest base running competition during the All-Star game. Against his teammate, too. So we haven't even talked about team speed yet when it comes to Wichita.
Well, exactly. This team has everything. This is the best team in the league, period. And if anybody's going to beat them in the playoffs, they're going to have to beat them with pitching. And right now, Chris Salameda's getting the best of them. Ethan Hollingsworth did for a long time, and so did Matt Jackson on Friday night. That pitch just missed. Wow, that was close. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Testa.
Mr. Testa got a good beard, too. I like that. He looks like a Canadian rugby player.
It does, kind of. You're right. Or a guy who has gone right into the final round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Curveball whacked by Testa into the crowd. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Count remains to Carlo Testa. Testa's from Akron, Ohio. Lives in Talmadge, Ohio now. Played in Traverse City in the Frontier League last year. 6'4", 225.
Yeah, amazing a guy that big can run so fast.
He'd make a great linebacker, wouldn't he? And I mean NFL linebacker.
Yeah.
1 and 2 the count. There's one fouled off again. Testa hangs in there. He's got power. He's got speed. Pretty good arm. Plays center field. Although Cleveland also plays center field and is probably the pure center fielder on this club, but Cleveland's DHing today. Testa hitting .330, 7 homers, 45 driven in. 1 and 2 the count. Salameda gets the sign. Here's the pitch. That misses high, 2 and 2. It's tough to miss high with Testa. Goldeyes play Testa straight away at every position. Here's the pitch. Off-speed pitch. That just missed. And the count goes full to 3 and 2. Salameda working quickly. Here's the pitch. Fouled off the mask of Luis Allen. Count remains at 3 and 2. Let's have another look at this one. It's tough to be a catcher.
You could hear that from up here, couldn't you, Scott? Yeah, there you go.
That's why Luis wears that hockey goaltender style. He is adjusting it now.
But as we've seen throughout the season, Luis is tough as nails.
He's the toughest guy in the league.
Yep.
Period.
And he'll stay in there. Kind of the Timo Timonen of the American Association.
But his disposition is so easygoing and level-headed. It's really strange. He's not a tough guy. There's a base hit, solidly hit into right field. Count got to 3 and 2, and Salameda had to serve one up. May as well give up a single to Testa as opposed to a double or a triple or a home run.
He saw all of that.
That was a serve and hope. You throw it over the plate in the strike zone, and you hope maybe he hits it at somebody. Drilled it into the hole. It's a big hole. Brock Bond really, really plays over towards second base. There is always a big hole between first and second here. It's just the way Brock Bond plays the position. And I'm not being critical because he's as good a second baseman as we've ever had in Winnipeg defensively. And certainly as good a second baseman when it comes to hitting. He's hitting .336. First pitch to the number 6 hitter, Chris McMurray, is in there for strike 1. McMurray homered in the opener, and it was quite a homer. A grand slam that won it 10-3. McMurray has 5 bombs on the season, 50 runs batted in. To put that into perspective, only Casey Harther and Reggie Abercrombie have 50 RBIs for the Goldeyes. Pitch to Murray, misses outside, 1-1. Chris McMurray is from Mission Viejo, California. He still lives there. Played in Birmingham last year, Double-A with the White Sox. 6'1", 190.
He's one of their smaller guys.
He's got a great arm, too. He's got a gun from behind the plate. Testa with a real good lead at first base. Salamita with a slide step, swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes to McMurray. Carlo Testa has stolen 19 bases this year. He's been caught 5 times. So if he gets a jump, Luis Allen will be tested. There goes Testa, swing and a miss, throw down to second. We've got a strike him out, throw him out, double play. What a great throw by Luis Allen. And let's have another look at it.
Think about Luis Allen. He makes it look so easy. Just up, perfect throw, right where you want it to be.
Oh, just a gun. No doubt about that one. The throw was waiting for Carlo Testa when he got there. They throw him out, strike him out, double play. So the Goldeyes now 2 out, nobody on. And here's Chris McClendon, the third baseman. Rick Forney, obviously happy with that one. The Goldeyes threw a man out at second base last night. He was called safe, but clearly out by a step and a half at second. Pitch high. But they do not have replay in the American Association. You can't challenge here. And that was a throw by Luis Allen. This most recent one, he stood up to throw it. Last night, he threw it from his knees. Pitch misses low and outside. Ball and no strikes to McClendon. And with one big play, the Goldeyes have left Wichita with 2 out, nobody on. There's a pitch high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes to McClendon. McClendon comes in hitting .273. He has 2 home runs, driven in 34. Last night he was 1 for 4. On Friday night he was 1 for 4. And on Thursday night he was 1 for 5. There's a pitch on the corner. 2 balls and 1 strike to McClendon.
Like our starting pitcher, Tim Brown, also a member of the Gateway Grizzlies last year.
From the Frontier League. From Lufkin, Texas, Chris McClendon. Salamita works from the stretch. Misses outside. And that's ball 4. So the scoreboard was incorrect throughout that entire at bat. McClendon draws a walk. Our scoreboard was incorrect. The scoreboard in the ballpark was incorrect. So here comes David Amberson. For those who can hear our program in the background, he is the pancake batter today. Ron Arnst, the public address announcer here in the ballpark, letting everybody know that if Amberson strikes out, it's pancakes all around.
Still the best promotion in baseball, I'd say.
Salamita, a little bit worried about McClendon.
You mentioned Mr. McClendon from Lufkin, Texas. It's about as far east in Texas as you can get, and a little bit north of Houston.
So it's almost Louisiana.
Almost in Louisiana.
Amberson has 15 steals. He's been thrown out only once, so he has some quickness. Correct that, McClendon. Amberson is at the plate, of course. 15 steals from McClendon. Nice crowd again today. Most everybody has moved up into the shade. It's a hot one here at the ballpark, and there was a nice moving fastball for strike 1 on Anderson. The breeze is lovely. It's blowing a little bit from left field toward right field. It shouldn't affect a fly ball hitting this ballpark. Salamita delivers. That's high, 1-1. Two-way, man on first. Goldeyes lead it 1-0. We're in the top of the second inning here at Shaw Park in downtown Winnipeg. Salamita's curveball is hit right back to the mound off the plate. Tough play. He fires to first, and they get Anderson by a half a step. Good defensive play by the pitcher, Chris Salamita. And the Wingnuts are done in the second. No runs on a hit, no errors, one left. We've played inning and a half as you look at Chris Salamita. There's Matt Jackson. He's got the clipboard today. Jackson will pitch this week against St. Paul. It's Winnipeg 1, Wichita 0. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway. The Lazy Boy Comfort Zones, located in the Winnipeg Free Press Sky Suite, is fully furnished with the latest Lazy Boy sofas, love seats, and recliners. The Winnipeg Goldeyes would like to thank Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, located at 1425 Ellis Avenue, for their support. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Comfort, it's what we do.
One in 4 deaths on Manitoba roads involves a distracted driver. Texting and driving is illegal and could cost you a $200 fine, 2 demerits, or your life. Please don't text and drive. A message from Manitoba Public Insurance and your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Dance and Gabe getting into it this afternoon. Rockin' and rollin', rockin' and reelin' Barbara Ann.
I keep telling my wife.
Is she a Barbara Ann?
Well, no, just how brilliant the Beach Boys really are.
Oh, yeah.
Were.
I tell you what, I can't tell my wife that either.
No.
Oh, a Beach Boy hater.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say she's a hater, but she doesn't quite get it. Yeah. And a lot of people don't get it.
We go to the bottom of the second inning. I can understand hating the Beach Boys. I can understand liking the Beach Boys. I can understand both sides of that argument. Mike Love hasn't been able to sing for 40 years. I've seen him live 3 or 4 times, and he's not very good. But anyway.
But as we know, Mr. Brian Wilson.
Donnie Webb, Josh Mazzola, and Luis Allen to face Tim Brown. The first pitch to the number 6 hitter, Donnie Webb. It's in there for strike 1. Donnie Webb last night was 1 for 4, scored a run. He was 1 for 5 on Friday. Swing and a miss, 0-2 to Webb.
Tim Brown was in the Philadelphia Phillies organization for a little while, Scotty, playing in the Gulf Coast League.
Brown's pitch misses low and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Webb. A Floridian, Donnie Webb, from Tequesta, Florida. Pitch by Brown. There's a line shot. Gets through for a base hit. Webb got all of that, barreled up, and lined it past Ryan Curry, the shortstop. And for the second straight inning, the Goldeyes get their leadoff man on base. 3rd hit of the ballgame for Winnipeg. And Donnie Webb is certainly a threat to steal. And that's probably because Donnie Webb leads the American Association in stolen bases with 31. Ryan Sabatella of Kansas City is second with 29. And then comes Ryan Corey and David Amberson with 27 and 23 respectively from this Wichita Wingnuts club. First pitch to Mazzola, misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Josh Mazzola coming back from missing the first 2 games of the series with a back problem. Rick Forney figured he probably stiffened up on the bus. Swing and a miss, 1-1, the count to Mazzola. Josh Mazzola comes in hitting .263. He has 9 home runs. He's driven in 46. That pitch misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. Mazzola in his own ballpark is hitting .262 this season. He's hit only 2 home runs here. He was 6. Pitch by Brown. There's a ground ball to Corey at short. Over to second for 1. Back to first to double play.
What a lovely play from short.
Both teams' shortstops are pretty good. That's the second double play the Goldeyes have hit into today. They get the leadoff man on. Can't get anything done. So now there's 2 out, nobody on, and here comes Luis Allen.
Oh, look at him get low for that, Scotty.
Tremendous play. That's why he was an all-star shortstop, along with Tyler Kuhn. The 2 all-stars, Wichita in the south, of course, and Winnipeg in the north.
And full marks to Jake Caulillo there for the turn at second.
You almost said that right. Caulillo.
Caulillo.
It's very hard. There's a line shot up the middle for a solid base hit. A solid single to center for Luis Allen. Luis came in hitting .275. He takes the first pitch he sees from Brown and deposits it in center field. Goldeyes' 4th hit of the ball game. That'll bring up Ryan Pineda. Ryan Pineda on Friday night had a dandy ball game. He went 2 for 3, homered, drove in 2 runs, raised his batting average to .290. He's in .285 right now. 3 homers on the season, 26 runs driven in. Ryan Pineda does not look like a guy who will hit a lot of home runs.
You know, I had the chance to talk with Ryan earlier, and as I mentioned to you, Scott, it's almost like being with a teenager.
He doesn't shave, or if he does, not very often. He's a tremendous guy. Played on the Philippines national team at the World Baseball Classic. Pitch to Pineda is on the corner. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ryan Pineda.
I.e., he was playing for the Davids against the Goliaths.
Well, he was. That's true. And admits that. Said that Filipino baseball has a long way to go, but he enjoyed every minute of his experience. Makes his home in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's a pitch low. 2 balls and 1 strike to Pineda. He's had a pretty fine rookie season in Winnipeg. Made the All-Star team. Considered an LS2 in league service. There's a pitch fouled off, but it's his first year here in Winnipeg, and he's been very good.
And batting pretty well too, Scott, after coming off of an injury.
Played in the American Association last year with Grand Prairie and a little bit with Fargo. Played 11 games with Fargo last year. Hit .351 in those 11 games. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Pineda. Brown decides to keep Luis Allen close. Now, I don't want to be critical.
But
Luis doesn't steal a lot of bases. He has 3 steals this year. Give him credit. He has 3 steals, and he had 9 steals last year. But he's not Donnie Webb over there.
no. But just a dynamic guy, right? Keeps the opposition on their toes, right?
Luis, arguably, day in and day out, is the best player on this team. You could say Casey Harther for his batting average, and you can certainly say Tyler Kuhn for the way he plays. But boy, without Luis Allen, I can't imagine where this team would be. There's a little flare in the left field. Will it get down? Yes, it will. Lucci couldn't handle it. Luis is not going to go to third. He'll stay at second. That'll be a base hit, the 5th hit of the ballgame for Winnipeg. Lucci didn't get a real good start on it. It was just flared out there.
Yeah, he hung back. It looked like it was going to travel a lot further than he did. And then he realizes, as it's long making its way down, that I better get in.
It hit his glove. He had a chance at it. Luis holds at second. So runners at first and second with 2 out. And here comes Brock Bond. Coming in hitting .336. He walked and scored the only run of the ball game back in the 1st inning. Here's Brown's pitch, and there's a little flare out in the left field, but that's going to be handled easily by Lucci. Bond just threw the bat out on it, and that ends the inning. Double play kind of put the screws to that inning for the Goldeyes once again. 2 double plays have really hurt Winnipeg in this ballgame. They had no runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We played 2 complete here. It's Winnipeg 1, Wichita nothing. You can't squander those chances against the Wichita Wingnuts. It's Safeway Goldeyes Baseball, and it's live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Over the years, my role has evolved into more than covering fashion shows and interviewing rock stars. I've been fortunate to meet, support, and promote so many talented people in our community. Not only those who excel as dancers, musicians, and painters, but those people who share their talents to benefit us all. It's refreshing, reaffirming, often humbling, all in one. And it is why I love what I do.
Welcome back to Shaw Park. There's the patio deck. And what a perfect day to be on the patio deck. The breeze has kind of picked up a little bit. Although it's not what I would call a hurricane by any stretch of the imagination. It's still warm and that sunshine down in the crowd, and you can tell so many people have moved back up into the concourse and into the shaded seats. There's a lot of people who have given up very good seats near the dugout to move farther down the right field line into sections S and T just to be up in the shade.
You know what, Scott? Given what's coming in the next 2 to 3 months, I think I would sit in the sun every second I possibly could.
Well, you and I got to go out on the field today and play a little catch, and wasn't that nice?
You know, life is grand at that moment.
Yeah, it was sure fun this afternoon. Just tossing the ball around. The Wichita Wingnuts were all out in right field warming up. The Goldeyes were all out in left field, and you and I had our way in front of that Wichita dugout.
Didn't we?
Yep. Could have done what we wanted. Speaking of Wichita, they're going to face Chris Salamita here in the third inning. It'll be Jake Lucci, the left fielder, leading it off. He's the number 9 hitter, hitting .392, which is a pretty nice number 9 hitter. And then we'll flip the lineup to Ryan Corey and Jake Caholelio, the number 1 and 2 hitters in this lineup.
I'm glad you mentioned that. That jumped off the page at me. Number 9 hitter, hitting .392.
Well, he hasn't been here very long.
No.
To be fair, Lucci comes in hitting .392 in 14 games. This is his 15th ball game with Wichita. You got to be pretty good just to get picked up by this club. He is 20 for 51 with 4 doubles, no homers, and 6 driven in. Batting out of the 9-hole. 1 ball and no strikes to Lucci. There's a chopper, and this is going to be a tough play.
Look at
Salamita,
that.
And they have to tag him, but they get him.
He got him.
What a tremendous defensive play by Salamita. What an athlete. Now remember, in the offseason, he'll play in the outfield in senior ball.
Breaks immediately on it, sees it, has the wherewithal to jump out of the way and shovel it to Casey Harther. Fantastic.
What a tremendous defensive effort by both Salamita and Harther to get Lucci on that tough play down the first baseline.
And what I love about Salamita, Scott, when he makes a great play like that, you can just tell it just gets him pumped up that much more. Like you said, he loves making plays.
Yeah, I just think he loves to compete. He's just a hard-nosed guy who really likes to play and compete in the game. And he's never a nervous guy. Just let's play ball. First pitch is outside for ball 1.
Of course,
he retired last year.
Yes.
And then came back and was the best pitcher on the staff. And then went to Australia and won a championship. And has come back this year, and after a tough start and some back problems, is back to his spot on top of the hill as the best pitcher in this ball club. 2 balls and no strikes. And after the back problems that he had, he's still moving around defensively as if nothing had happened.
And we always talk in baseball circles about pitchers helping themselves, and if your teammates can't feed off of that, I can't help you. You know what I mean? Like, when you see your pitcher go to work like that.
Quickly, however, Salamita falls behind 3-0 to Ryan Corey. Corey is 0 for 1 in the ballgame, grounded out to second baseman Brock Bond back in the first inning. But Corey came in hitting .327 with 10 bombs and 45 driven in. Pitch misses inside. A 4-pitch walk to Ryan Corey, which is certainly not on purpose. That was not an intentional walk because Jake Caholelio comes up next. Caholelio, the second baseman, struck out back in the first, but he came into this game hitting .330 with 7 homers and 58 driven in. And his double last night produced the winning run in that 4-3 win for the Wingnuts.
much like Ryan Pineda, not the biggest guy in the field, is he, Scott? 5'10", 185.
Yeah, but he's strong. He's got big forearms. First pitch is in there for strike one. 77-mile-an-hour change from Salamita. Ryan Corey, as we mentioned, is third in the league in stolen bases with 27, so he is certainly a threat to go. He's got a pretty good lead over there right now. Slide step from Salamita, and there's one in the gap. Getting over quickly is Pineda, but that's going to go right to the warning track. Pineda tries to get it in. Coming in to score the tying run is Corey. He'll score easily. And Kaolelo just does it again. A double into the gap. Corey comes home to score, so the walk hurts Salamita. And it's a 1-1 ball game. And the Goldeyes, you look again at the chances they had to maybe take a big lead. Kaolelo just drills this one. Pineda can't handle it, but it didn't matter. It was going to be a double anyway.
No, it was so deep.
Corey trots home. And it's 1-1. Third hit of the ball game. As Jake Kaolelo gets his first hit. And it's 1-1. Kaolelo at second base, one away, and there's the first pitch to Espinoza, foul back for strike one. The top of this order is just frightening. It goes 327, 330, 291, but former major leaguer, 359, then 330. You don't get to take a breath against this line.
No, I would take those numbers any day.
Salamita checks the runner. Here's the pitch, off-speed pitch, chop foul. Good curveball from Salamita. Gets ahead 0-2 on Espinoza. The story of the last two games of this series is the Goldeyes with an opportunity to score early in the ball game. And not just score one, but score a handful of runs. They just can't get the clutch hits necessary, hit into too many double plays. 0-2 to Espinoza. Salamita's pitch, and there's a one-hopper hit hard to Brock Bond. Bond makes the play to first base. Kaolelo goes on to third.
Well hit ball.
Hit hard right at Brock Bond, and that's probably why Brock Bond plays where he does against right-handed hitters.
The umpire doing a good job getting out of the way there, too.
So two away with a runner on third, and here comes the toughest out on the team, Brent Cleveland. Cleveland hitting .359 with 15 home runs and 63 driven in.
And look at the respect.
And they're going to intentionally walk Brent Cleveland, even though they struck him out in the first inning.
I was going to say, with that last at bat with Mr. Espinoza up there, Scotty, probably not often we see two Venezuelans in the batting box.
No,
with
it's
Espinoza and Luis Allen.
Yeah, it's true. But with a left-handed hitter in Carlo Testa, as good as Testa is, it's at least lefty against lefty.
Yeah.
And at this level, walking Brent Cleveland is no different than at the major league level walking Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah.
There's no sense letting the best player in the league beat you. So Salamita is going to face Carlo Testa, the left-handed hitting center fielder, who's batting .330 with 7 home runs and 45 driven in. He already has a single in today's ballgame.
As you had mentioned, though, Scott, Rick Forney just has so much respect for Brent Cleveland, eh?
Well, I mean, everybody in the league has respect for him.
Yep.
There's an off-speed pitch fouled off. Uh-oh. You drove your bike today, didn't you?
I did, sir.
That's going to hit my car. Uh-oh. Maybe you better get makeup. Collision repair and auto painting. Canada's Body Shop at 983 Wall Street.
I was actually heading for the Shaw TV mobile truck, I think.
I don't know. I was kind of nervous about where that one went. One strike to Carlo Testa. Runners on the corners, 2 away. We're in the top of the third, and Wichita already has a run across. Curveball by Salamita, beautiful pitch. Foul's tipped into the glove of Luis Allen. 2 strikes to Testa. Bobby Feaster is the home plate umpire. He's the son of Jay Feaster, the former general manager of the Calgary Flames, now working as an executive with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Nick Gonzalez, the umpire at first, and Joe Stegner is at third. Salamita's curveball is just popped foul. Testa just protecting the plate, gets the bat on it. No balls and 2 strikes. That might have been out of the strike zone. But Testa, what you would call a professional hitter, wasn't going to take any chances. Souvenir for a youngster. Well, Dad still got it. But you can pretty much bet the youngster's going to have it.
Let's hope.
2 strikes to Testa. Cahalelio at third, Cleveland at first. Salamita's pitch is way outside. Ball 1 ball and 2 strikes to Testa. As you've probably noticed before, if you've been watching these games here on Shaw TV this year, Chris Salamita slows down everything when he has runners on base. He works quite quickly with nobody on. But he's going to pitch at his pace when there's runners on corners. And there's a pitch right down the middle for strike 3. What a beautiful pitch by Chris Salamita. Testa didn't have a shot at that one. The 4th strikeout of the game for Chris Salamita, and that does it for Wichita, as Salamita limits the damage. 1 run on just 1 hit, the double by Cahalelio. 2 walks hurt him. There were no errors and 2 men left on base. We played 2.5 innings. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's Wichita 1, Winnipeg 1. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Join the movement to kick cancer. 5 simple things can reduce your risk of cancer up to 50%. Choose a balanced diet with plenty of fruits and vegetables. Get active to maintain a healthy body weight. Avoid tobacco and secondhand smoke. Protect yourself from UV rays. Follow cancer screening guidelines. See your doctor for regular checkups. Take the pledge to reduce your risk of cancer. Join the movement at kickcancer.ca.
An initiative of Cancer Care Manitoba Foundation, supported by Safeway.
Chiropractors in Manitoba are passionate about the services they provide. Over the years, they've developed health and wellness programs for the public that provide preventative approaches to avoiding pain and improving daily performance. One of those programs, Straighten Up Manitoba, which we do right here in the ballpark in the 4th inning, will help improve posture, stabilize core muscle groups, enhance health, and prevent problems with your spine. Complete the exercises when you have 3 or 4 free minutes anytime during your day. A message from the Manitoba Chiropractic Association. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, heading downstairs to talk to Rick Forney, I would imagine. Early in the ball game is Al Foster. Red licorice, gotta love it. Licorice of any kind, gotta love it. Popcorn, love that too. The bottom of the 3rd inning, Jake Blackwood, Tyler Kuhn, and Casey Harther will face Tim Brown. As the Goldeyes and Wichita Wingnuts are deadlocked at 1 apiece. The last 3 games, or 2 games in this 4-game series, have been playoff-like games, won both by Wichita, 6-5 and 4-3. And despite losing 3 straight games, the Goldeyes are still in first place in the North Division of the American Association, but they're going to have to start winning in a hurry. First pitch to Blackwood is in there for strike 1. They have St. Paul coming in Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week. The team that's chasing them in the north. Of course, the interesting thing is, despite all the struggles the Goldeyes have had since that 11-game winning streak, and the Goldeyes are 5 games under 500 since the 1st of July. Since they came back from Fargo, swing and a miss, 1 ball and 2 strikes, and have struggled, they still lead St. Paul by 2 games. They are still the 2nd best team in the league, and still 15 games over 500. A win today and 3 wins over St. Paul, and they could finish the week 6 up. There's a ground ball and a good defensive play to knock it down. Blackwood beats it out. Espinoza made a fine play. Cahalelio came over and tried to make a play. Brown had got over quite quickly to cover, But Blackwood, with his speed, is able to beat it out. It'll be an infield single. Let's have another peek at this. It was hit the opposite way, and a good job by Espinosa to keep it on the infield. Cajalelio picked it up, tried to barehand it and make the play, and it was pretty close at first base. Blackwood just beat it for his second hit of the ball game. Sixth hit of the game for the Goldeyes. They have a runner at first with nobody out, and here comes Tyler Kuhn. Kuhn's 1 for 1. Pitch by Brown is inside. Kuhn squared the bunt. Pitch just about hit him. 1 ball and no strikes to Tyler Kuhn. Tyler Kuhn from Louisville, Kentucky. Played AAA in Reno last year. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Count to Tyler Kuhn. Kuhn came into the ballgame hitting .356. He has 4 home runs, 39 runs driven in. A lot of those RBIs have come since he moved from the leadoff spot to number 3 in the order. Although he did have 22 RBIs as a leadoff man. 1-1 the count. Off-speed pitch is popped up. Lucci comes over. He'll be able to make the play, and does. And that's the first out of this third inning. Kuhn flies out to Lucci in left field. It'll bring up Casey Arthur. Arthur's 0 for 1. He hit into a 6-4-3 double play back in the first, with runners at first and second and nobody out. Arthur came in hitting .380, 11 home runs, 55 driven in. Arthur has been slumping in the last 5, hitting just .263, 5 for 19. 2 runs scored, 4 driven in. He does have a home run in the last 5 games. Brown's pitch, and it's lined foul into the Sky Suites. Heads up. Blackwood at first, his second hit of the ball game. Pitch by Brown, and there's a broken bat ground ball. It is knocked down, and there will not be a play. I think it'll be a base hit. We'll check with Steve Eitzen, the official scorer, and it will be a base hit. A broken bat, infield single for Casey Arthur. The bad hop. That could have been a double play ball, but a bad hop. Handcuffed McClendon at third base. And we'll have another look at it. The bat breaks, and that took a real tough short hop on McClendon. He had no play. Puts runners at first and second with 1 away, and here comes Reggie Abercrombie. Abercrombie with 15 home runs. He's in the top 5 in home runs in the league. First pitch is lined into the corner. Will it stay fair? It will not. Reggie was just out in front of that when he drilled at the off-speed pitch from Brown. That would have easily scored Blackwood. But Reggie's been hitting the ball pretty well recently, hitting .342 in the last 10, .368 in the last 5 games. Biggest problem for Reggie, doesn't hit very well in this ballpark, hitting just .244 this season. There's a pitch, line drive, base hit into center field. Being waved home, and there'll be a play at the plate. Blackwood is safe. The ball gets away from the catcher McMurray and the pitcher Brown, and everybody moves up 90 feet. It'll be a single and an RBI for Reggie Abercrombie as the Goldeyes take a 2-1 lead. Blackwood scores. A good throw, and there might have been a play. And Rick Forney, there was never going to be any doubt. Let's watch it. Never any doubt that Forney was going to wave Blackwood. Here's the throw from Testa. Now Blackwood with a good throw is in trouble at this stage, but it was not a good throw. Blackwood slides home with the Goldeyes' second run. The ball goes all the way to the backstop. It got past Brown. Moving up to third base is Casey Arthur, and up to second is Abercrombie. An RBI single for Reggie, and that'll bring up Donnie Webb. So a clutch hit for Reggie Abercrombie. And now the Goldeyes have 2 runners in scoring position. First pitch to Webb is outside for ball 1. Donnie Webb is 1 for 1 today. He singled in the second. He was erased on a double play. Mazzola hit into a 6-4-3 twin kill. Pitch to Webb is on the corner. 1 ball and 1 strike to Donnie Webb. Webb came in hitting .285. Correct that, .295. 10 home runs, 46 driven in. Goldeyes have 8 hits already. Here's Brown's pitch, and that's in there for a strike. Fastball at 84, 1-2 to count. Webb didn't like it. But home plate umpire Bobby Feaster The umpires have taken a beating from the fans here all week long. And that was annoying. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's the pitch. Off-speed pitch fouled off. Webb just protecting the plate. Just gets a piece of it. And the count remains at 1-2. Donnie Webb with 46 runs batted in. Has an opportunity here to drive in a couple more. Can yank one down that first baseline. Lots of room in the corner as right fielder David Amberson plays him straight away. There's one foul back. Again, protecting the plate. Webb fouls it off. Goldeyes have taken a 2-1 advantage here in this 3rd inning on an RBI single by Reggie Abercrombie. His 56th RBI of the year. Brown off-speed pitch popped up. On comes Testa. It is not hit far enough to drive in a run. So Webb flies out to center field. 2nd out of the inning. And Josh Mazzola now with an opportunity to drive in a couple of runs. But once again, the Goldeyes with a great opportunity. A fly ball, a ground ball the other way. There was no indication from Wichita that they were going to try to play the infield in and cut off the run at the plate. But if you could hit it any place in the ballpark where it wouldn't produce a run, that was where you would hit it, and that's where Webb hit it. So still runners at 2nd and 3rd. First pitch to Mazzola is outside for ball 1. Mazzola 0 for 1, came in hitting .263. He has 9 home runs, 46 driven in. Pitch by Brown, it's a chopper. Going to be a tough play, but Kaolelio makes it easily. Mazzola's back is killing him, and he doesn't get down the line very well. And once again, Wichita escapes a potential big inning. The Goldeyes had runners at 2nd and 3rd with just 1 out and could not score a run. They do get 1 on 3 hits. No errors and 2 men left. The Goldeyes have left 5 runners and have 8 hits and just a 2-1 lead. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball. It's live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Okay, here we go. Start the clock. First question. A pig's nose is called a what?
Just like the last couple of innings, good to score a run, but leaving too many guys on still, Rick?
Yeah, it's got to be a little more opportunistic when we got chances to score. I mean, had golden opportunities through the first 3 innings of the ball game. Just Wichita's a tough team to keep off the scoreboard, so you got to be able to put a crooked number or 2 up.
I was going to say, especially against this team, and you know, they've just got so many hitters down the line, eh?
Well, they got good hitters, but they got a lot of team speed. And as I said earlier in the week, if you can get through the first 2 guys in order, if you allow a walk or a base hit with 2 outs, they have enough speed to get themselves immediately in the scoring position. So they're a tough team to keep off the scoreboard. So it's important that you can, put a crooked number or 2 up against them, and you want to make sure you have a lead before you get deep in the ball game because their bullpen's really good.
Thanks for doing this, Rick.
All right, man.
Al Foster, thank you very much. And Rick Forney, thank you very much. Rick has made that clear all week long. The Goldeyes have got to put more crooked numbers on the board if they're going to win games. The first game of the series, they had a 3-run 4th inning that made the game 5-3, and they had a real opportunity. But that's when Chris McMurray hit the grand slam home run in the top of the 5th that put it away. And that was pretty much the end of game 1. In game 2, Winnipeg opened the scoring, scored 2 runs in the first inning, gave up a run in the top of the 4th, and then scored 2 in the bottom of the 4th and had a 4-1 advantage. But Wichita came right back and scored 3 in the top of the 5th. The 5th inning has been killer for the Goldeyes. And that tied it up. And then Wichita scored runs in the 8th and 9th to win it 6-5. And last night, the Goldeyes scored a run in the 4th, a run in the 7th, and a run in the 8th. But that 2 runs that Wichita scored on the double by Kaolelio in the 8th inning was the difference in a 4-3 win. So Winnipeg in this entire series has had 3 innings of crooked numbers, but none of those numbers have been higher than 3. And as Rick Forney pointed out, the Goldeyes had opportunities in the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd to put up big innings and didn't get it. They lead it 2-1, but that's not a great lead against this Wichita club as Chris McMurray leads it off here in the 4th inning. Salamita gets the sign. Here's the first pitch of the fourth inning. It's inside for ball one. Chris McMurray is 0 for 1. He struck out in the second inning. As Carlos Testa tried to steal second, he was thrown out. A strike him out, throw him out double play. Off-speed pitch is hit foul off the screen in front of the Goldeyes dugout. 1-1 the count to McMurray. Chris McMurray, a Californian, and he played Double-A last year. 27 years old, 6'1", 210. Salamita's off-speed pitch is hit hard into center field, but Reggie will have no problem with that one. McMurray hits a lazy fly ball to Reggie Abercrombie in center. He got the barrel on it. Not a lot of power. And Abercrombie makes the catch for the first out of this fourth inning. You almost wonder, as this series goes along, if the Goldeyes can survive the fifth, they can survive the series, or at least the game. They've given up 8 runs in the fifth inning in 3 games in the series. Here's Chris McClendon. McClendon walked back in the second inning. Curveball is in there for a strike. Chris McClendon, the Texan, one of 2 players on this team to play in Gateway last year. Tim Brown, the starting pitcher. Frontier Leaguers joining the Wichita Wingnuts and playing extremely well. Timeout called. Salamita going through the signs twice with Luis Allen. You look at Chris Salamita. Off-speed pitch is hit right to Reggie Abercrombie. Takes a couple steps back. Again, hit hard, but right at Reggie in center. And Chris Salamita, who calls himself a pitch-to-contact pitcher, although he does have 4 strikeouts in today's ball game, gets 2 fly balls to Reggie Abercrombie for the first 2 outs of this fourth inning, and that'll bring up David Amberson. Amberson is 0 for 1. He hit a chopper back to the mound in the second inning. It was the fine love of the second inning. Goldeyes lead it 2-1. We're on the top of 4. First pitch to the pancake batter is in there for strike 1. Now, we've explained this before. It's the long-time promotion here at Shaw Park, where Ron Arnst and Regan Cates, Scott Unger pick a pancake batter. There's strike 2. And if he strikes out, everybody in the ballpark gets a certificate for 3 free pancakes in the pancake house. It's a nice deal. And now Amberson with 2 strikes on him. Could be that pancake batter today. Salamita gets the sign from Allen. Fastball is fouled off. Amberson protects the plate. As the crowd starts to get into it, Amberson is from Everett, Washington, and he makes his home now in Wichita. It's his second year with the Wingnuts. He's still officially a rookie in this league, 6'2", 210. Of course, you get your rookie designation for 2 seasons in this league before you become an LS1. Off-speed pitch just misses. Crowd didn't like that much. Neither did Salamita. Just missed inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Amberson. Luis Allen flashes the signs. Here's the pitch from Salamita. Fouled off again. Fastball at 84 from Salamita. Kind of snuck up on Amberson. He was looking for something off speed, obviously. But it was in the strike zone, so Amberson had to protect the plate. And the rhythmic chanting from the crowd continues. You look at the fans. 1 ball and 2 strikes to David Amberson. 2 out, nobody on. Top of the 4th inning. Pitch by Salamita. Off-speed pitch. Oh, that just missed. Salamita can't believe that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Amberson. Remember, this is the final game of this 4-game set. Goldeyes have tomorrow off, and then St. Paul comes to town. It'll be a great week of baseball. Here's the pitch. Off-speed pitch is hit right to Jake Blackwood. No pancakes, but the 3rd out of the inning. For Wichita in the 4th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. To go to the bottom of the 4th, it's Winnipeg 2, Wichita 1. Chris Salamita dealing this afternoon. It's Safeway Goldeyes Baseball, and it's live on Shaw.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Down 2-1, but given the way your team's been playing this year, especially coming back, obviously not something you're too concerned about right now.
Yeah, we're never out of ball game, it seems. We can pitch well, we play good defense typically, and offensively we never give up. So it's a good team we're playing. We've been fortunate to take the 3 we have. Like I said, Rick always puts together a great team here in Winnipeg, and more than likely we'll probably see him down the road maybe at some point.
You know, that's a good point, because talking to a few of your guys before the game, they really would love a shot at Winnipeg again a little later on.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, you know, it's a good ball club, probably the best one that we've seen, I would say, throughout the season. So we'll see how it all pans out. There's a lot of good races going on in the league, so it should be a lot of fun here at the end.
Thanks for this, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin Hooper. Thanks, Al Foster. The fans enjoying Straighten Up Manitoba from the Manitoba Chiropractors out in the field. Here's the Goldeyes camouflage jersey. I remember that one. For the Canadian Armed Forces. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. For the Goldeyes, it'll be Luis Allen, Ryan Pineda, and Brock Bond to face Tim Brown. Kevin Hooper very kind to Rick Forney. And I think Wichita would like a little bit of revenge for 2012. That was a great team in Wichita that year. Goldeyes, of course, won the championship in 2012. Here comes Luis Allen. Luis hit the first pitch he saw back in the 3rd inning right into center field for a base hit. Luis hitting .275, 4 homers, 40 driven in. Goldeyes already have 8 hits in the ballgame. The first pitch to Allen is in there for strike 1. Brown's pitch misses low. I believe Gabe Aguilar's parents are in the ballpark today. They're sitting just below me. Dad just went and got some popcorn. Looks pretty good. Gabe Aguilar, of course, the Goldeyes left-handed relief pitcher who pitched so well in Sioux City to get the Goldeyes back on track in a big game they had to win last week. Got the job done for a couple of minutes. He has really started to like the job of being that first pitcher out after suspended games, or the guy to start the occasional second game of the doubleheader. He's really relished that role and pitched well in it. You might see Aguilar against St. Paul this week, as the Goldeyes have some pitching injury woes. There's a pitch in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Luis Allen. Having the day off tomorrow will certainly help the Goldeyes pitching staff. Brown's pitch, and it's drilled foul. Luis got every single bit of that one, but was way up in front. You look at Tim Brown. From St. Louis, Missouri. Tim Brown went to Pittsburgh State University in Pittsburgh, Kansas. Brown's pitch, and there's a ground ball up the middle. It won't get through. Corey handles it, makes the play, and that's one away. Before the game, Al Foster had an opportunity to chat with Ryan Pineda, who's just coming up to the plate. Let's go to that right now.
First of all, from a team perspective, pretty critical to get a win today, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we've dropped the first 3, so, you know, today's a must-win. We definitely need to get one.
Individually, you're starting to rack up some RBIs. I think the statistic I heard was something like 18 in the last 30 games. That's pretty good. Just talk about the zone you're in.
Well, you know, I just came back from my broken hand, so, you know, I've just been trying to get my timing back and everything, but, you know, I think I'm kind of at that point now where it's gotten back to where it was, so, you know, I'm just trying to hit the ball as hard as I can, you know, nothing really to it.
Well, it's certainly working. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
Al Foster and Ryan Pineda, who tried to bunt his way on. It rolled foul, strike one on Pineda. Ryan Pineda comes in hitting .285, 3 home runs, 26 driven in. He singled back in the second inning. That put runners on first and second. Went the opposite way. Pitch to Pineda. Misses outside. 1-1. The count to the Californian. Ryan Pineda, who now lives in Las Vegas. West Coast guy. There's the pitch. That's in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Pineda. Made the All-Star team as a utility player. Starting in right field today. Play either corner or infield position, or outfield position rather. There's a line shot that should be handled quite easily by Amberson in right field. And that's the second out of this 4th inning. Pineda hit it hard, but Amberson was playing it perfectly. 2 steps to his right. And that's the second out of the inning. It'll bring up Brock Bond. Bond is 0 for 1. He walked in the first inning and scored a run. Scored on the RBI single by Tyler Kuhn. And then he flied out to left to end the second inning. Pitch is high and outside, ball one. Goldeyes lead at 2-1 rather. 2 runs on 8 hits for Winnipeg. 1 run on only 3 hits for Wichita. Here's Brown's pitch. It's in there for a strike, 1-1. Brock Bond has been one of the real pleasant surprises for the Goldeyes this year. He came in a little bit later. He spent only 43 games. And there's a ground ball base hit. Solid single the opposite way in the left field. Goldeyes' 9th hit of the ball game. And we'll have another peek at this one. Is a nice bit of hitting. He didn't try to do too much with it. The ball was low and outside. He just drilled it the opposite way. A professional hitter, Brock Bond. He had been injured and talked to a couple of good friends who convinced him that Winnipeg would be a good place to play and kind of come back from the injuries and maybe get another shot at organized ball. And he has been rock solid. Swing and a miss. First pitch to Blackwood. No balls and 1 strike. Blackwood 2 for 2. He has a single in the first and a single and a run scored in the third.
Sorry, Scotty, I'm back with you now. And you mentioned professional. Is there a nicer man than Kevin Hooper in the American Association?
As good as it gets.
Hey?
As good as it gets.
He looks like he could still play the game.
Thought he was still in the lineup, isn't he? Blackwood hits one foul. It was off-speed pitches. A fool Jake Blackwood in this at bat. 0-2 the count. No, Kevin Hooper's in tremendous shape. I remember we were having that laugh in the All-Star game. Who was in better shape, Greg Taggart or Kevin Hooper?
Yes, indeed.
Who does more running, Greg Taggart or Kevin Hooper? I think Taggart's a little stronger. I think he's in the weight room more often than Hooper.
Yeah,
he's got the big arms.
He's
big Popeye arms.
Yeah.
They're both in tremendous shape, though, and they both have good ball clubs. Gary moved back into first place in the Central yesterday. 0-2 the count. That's low and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Hooper just has an infectious energy about him, too.
Well, I think a lot of the managers in this league do. Hooper, Taggart, certainly. Rick's a different guy, but if you spend time with him, I mean, he talk baseball, he talk your ear off. 1-2 the count. That misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Blackwood.
And the players will tell you about Rick, too, that he just
There's an infectious energy to Dougie Simonek.
Yeah.
Depends what kind of infection you're talking about.
Yeah.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Jake Blackwood.
Just trying to think of diplomatic things to say.
Uh-oh. And picked off at first base is Brock Bond. A good move by Tim Brown. It looked like Brock Bond might have fallen asleep out there, and he was picked off. Oh, Brock Bond was leaning to second base, and he is picked off. Jake Blackwood will get to start all over again. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We'll go to the top of the 5th inning. The crucial inning for the Goldeyes if you look at the rest of this series. Wichita has lit it up in the 5th. It's Winnipeg 2, Wichita 1. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway. Goldeyes Home Run Gang membership. For more information, call 982-BASE.
Welcome back to Shaw Park. And lots of sunglasses out today. It is a gorgeous day.
Sunglasses and smiles.
Yeah, the kids having fun in the suite. The ballpark this afternoon, and they're just down from us in suite number 11. The youngsters enjoying a day in the sun. For the Wichita Wingnuts, it'll be the number 9 hitter, Jake Lucci. And then we go back to the top to Ryan Corey, Jake Caulaleo. And it gets scary in this 5th inning. As we mentioned, he's the best dancer we've had in the ballpark in a long time.
Dancing Gregory.
Yeah, he's great. As we mentioned before, this 5th inning has been disastrous for the Goldeyes in this series. On Thursday night, Wichita put up a 4 spot. On Friday night, they scored 3. And on Saturday night, they just scored 1, but that got them started, tied the ball game. So if Salamita can survive the 5th, the Goldeyes might have a hope. It's going to be a tough one. Jake Lucci leads it off. The number 9 hitter hitting .392. Salamita gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Lucci squared, and that was a strike. He thought about trying to bunt his way on. Blackwood was not playing that deep at third base. Lucci pulled the bat back. Blackwood really was prepared for a bunt, and that might be one of the reasons Lucci pulled it back. Off-speed pitch just missed the corner. 1-0. Jake Lucci from McKinney, Texas, lives in Fairview, Texas now. He played earlier this year in the United Independent League in Brownsville, Texas. There's a ground ball back up the middle for a base hit. Solid single to center for Jake Lucci, and now it gets difficult. Have another peek.
You're a great prognosticator, Scott Taylor.
No, it's just reading the score sheets.
Solid hit. Lucci actually batted .299 with Brownsville.
So Lucci's in first. With nobody out. He has 5 steals. He's only been caught once. 5 steals in 14 games. So he's not afraid to take off. And here comes Ryan Corey, the all-star shortstop for the South, hitting .327.
Well, and as Rick Forney talked in our interview there too, team speed is what he worries about most with Wichita.
There's a pitch on the corner for strike 1. There is nothing this team doesn't have. Quality pitching, big-time hitting, professional hitting. And team speed and solid defense. That's why this team is 55-23. Some monster ball club. And the Goldeyes, who have led in the last 3 games by 1 run, and it's never been enough. And now we're into this crucial 5th inning, and already Lucci's led off with a single. Pitch to Corey is in there for strike 2. 2 good off-speed pitches from Salamita. That one kind of buckled Corey's knees, and it's 0-2 to the Wichita shortstop.
Had I had more time with Mr. Hooper, I would have asked him how he keeps these guys motivated, because they have such a huge lead in their division. But it doesn't seem to be an issue, does it?
Oh, they're trying to put up numbers because they want to be seen and scouted, and they want to get back to organized ball. So one thing about this league, you can't give up. If you give up, you've given up basically on the dream. And the other thing about this league is it's built for winning. It's not a teaching league like organized baseball. You're not learning to play. You're out here to win. It's kind of a different approach. Salamita's pitch just misses inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Corey. More than anything else, Chris Salamita would like a hard ground ball right at Tyler Kuhn to get Lucci off the bases.
That would suffice, wouldn't it?
Strikeouts don't happen very often to this Wichita club. And Salamita with 4 today. Salamita goes back to first base to Casey Harther. To try to keep Lucci as honest as he possibly can. Wichita has struck out only 462 times this year. Only Laredo at 436 has struck out less. Corey digs in, 1-2 the count. Lucci's leaning. Here's the pitch. Off speed, drilled into right field for a solid single. Pineda comes over to get it, mishandles it, but gets it back into the infield quickly. 2 straight singles, puts runners at first and second with nobody out. And here comes Cajalelio.
Just about.
And this guy, as we've mentioned, is about as tough to get out as there is in this league.
You mentioned something about the 5th inning, Scott.
I don't know whether it's the way the batting order is. It's just that the 2nd or 3rd time through the order, hitters kind of get a feel for the pitchers. And this is the 3rd time through the order now for the top of the order. It was the 2nd time for Jake Lucci. But now you've got these guys, they've seen Salamita. They know the speed of his pitches. They know what to look for. And it's been the same with all the other Goldeyes pitchers this week. Salamita kicks, delivers, and there's a long fly ball. Donnie Webb goes back in front of the track. He makes the catch. So they get Cajalelio, and that's a big out for Chris Salamita.
Kind of surprised to see him first pitch swinging there because the other 2 this inning were patient at-bats. But as you can see, a little bit off the fist there.
It was hit hard for not barreled up.
Yeah.
He hit it very hard for not getting all of it. How strong Cajalelio is. And here comes David Espinoza. Again, Salamita really has to bear down the middle of this order with 2 former major leaguers, Espinoza and Cleveland, in the 3 and 4 holes. Runners at first and second. 1 away. And here comes David Espinoza, who's 1 for 2. First pitch is a fastball. Just misses for ball 1. Lucci at second has a pretty good lead. He has base stealing speed. Same with Corey at first. Salamita's pitch is a ground ball foul. 1-1, the count to David Espinoza. Espinoza, born in Caracas, lives in Miami. And that's certainly understandable.
That would
Great
work.
choice of cities to live in.
Love the fact he played with the Toledo Mud Hens. That's on my bucket list.
What, to see a Mud Hens game?
Just being such a huge fan of MASH. Corporal Maxwell Klinger.
Drive there in a couple of days.
There you go.
1 ball and 1 strike to Espinoza. Salamita's pitch, swing and a miss, off speed pitch. Espinoza way out in front. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Salamita has a fastball in the mid-80s. But his change and his curveball and slider will come up at different speeds. One ball and 2 strikes to Espinoza. Salamita checking both runners. Here's the pitch. Off speed again. It's a ground ball to Jake Blackwood. He'll step on third, fire to first to double play, and a big inning for Chris Salamita.
Huge.
He gave up 2 singles to open it up, and then he gets Espinoza to hit a 5-3 double play. And what a great way to end it. Ground ball to Blackwood. He steps on third, fires across the diamond. And that does it for Wichita in the 5th. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. A great inning for Chris Salamita. And the Goldeyes get through that nasty 5th. They lead it 2-1. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball. Scott Taylor and Al Foster. Glad you could join us here on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
When it comes to sports, we all like to watch the Jets and Blue Bombers, but there are many of you who also like to follow university, high school, even semi-pro sports. From high school volleyball and basketball championships, Bison athletics, even Goldeyes baseball, we're happy to bring you the best and most comprehensive sports coverage at the community level. Why? Because we know it matters to you.
Art. Pure and simple.
It's a pleasurable day at the ballpark. Goldeyes fans enjoying the day, dancing. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Goldeyes lead 2-1. Jake Blackwood, Tyler Kuhn, and Casey Harther. To face Tim Brown, who has pitched very, very well, although he's given up 9 hits, scattered them. He's found himself digging himself out of trouble on a number of occasions, but he's been able to do it. He has been a survivor here this afternoon. It's the first pitch to Blackwood. It's in there for a strike. 0-1 to Jake Blackwood. Blackwood, as we said, is 2 for 2. He was batting when Brock Bond was picked off first base. Pitch misses. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jake Blackwood from Kansas City. Played in San Antonio last year and had a great year in Double-A. There's a fly ball into center field. Testa goes back on it. He's hit pretty well, but Testa has no problem, and that's the first out of the 5th inning for the Goldeyes. So Blackwood's down. Here comes Tyler Kuhn.
Testa not unlike Reggie Abercrombie with that nice, long, gentle stride to get that out in center field.
Well, you've talked about Carlo Testa's speed. He is quick on the base pass and can roam center field pretty well, although Brent Cleveland is the regular center fielder. First pitch to Kuhn is on the inside corner for strike 1. Tyler Kuhn singled in the 1st inning, was erased on a double play. He flied out to the left fielder Jake Lucci in the 3rd inning. That pitch misses. 1-1, Tyler Kuhn.
Tyler Kuhn just quietly going about his business with a .356 average.
He's been an outstanding shortstop.
Yep.
There's a chopper. Handled at first base by Espinoza. Steps on the bag. Quickly 2 away. So the off-speed stuff now has the Goldeyes confused. 9 hits into the game. Here's Casey Harther, who is 1 for 2. Hit into a double play in the 1st and then had an infield single back in the 3rd. He was stranded at 3rd base. Goldeyes had runners at 2nd and 3rd, just 1 out in the 3rd and couldn't score. Brown gets the sign for McMurray. There's a pitch. It's on the corner for a strike. Casey Harther has had a remarkable season. Had it over 400, well past the midway point of the campaign. Pitch is low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Harther. Down to 380 now, but still the leading hitter in the league. There's one the other way, hit hard. Bounces off the wall that separates the grounds crew from right field. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Casey Harther, another Californian. Swinging a chopper at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Off the foot there too, Scotty.
And that hurt. Casey was limping when he walked into the ballpark today.
I noticed that too, yeah.
But it was just, I think it's August.
Yeah.
Talked to Matt Jackson, and his response was, it's August, everybody's tired. And he took the ball after 3 days rest. Said there's no excuse at this stage. We're nearly done. There's less than a month to play. This week, Goldeyes pitchers have been asked to go on 3 days rest, and they have responded. It has certainly not been the fault of the starters. In games 2 and 3 of this series, the Goldeyes lost 6-5 and 4-3. The starters have been tremendous, both Jackson and Hollingsworth. There's one foul back. Arthur protects the plate. Matt Jackson was superb. Pitched 7 complete. Gave up 4 runs, only 3 earned. And then Hollingsworth pitched 7 2/3. Here's one at the plate, strike 3, and that'll do it. At first, even home plate umpire Bobby Feaster thought that it might have been fouled off, but it wasn't. And it'll go as a strikeout. Arthur. There's K's, and that's 3rd out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. The Goldeyes down in order on the 5th. It's Winnipeg 2, Wichita 1. Safeway Goldeyes baseball links live on Shaw.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Ready for summer? If you have a cottage or cabin, Shaw Direct has your family's entertainment covered. Get Shaw Direct satellite TV for your home away from home and receive your first month free. 2 free movies plus a free HD PVR rental for 2 years. Got a cottage or cabin? Get Shaw Direct satellite TV today.
As we head into the top of the 6th inning, time to check in now on your Manitoba Hydro American Association saves leaders. Marshall Schuler, like he has done much of the season, continuing to lead the way with 28 saves. Matt Navarez, who's in tonight's game for Wichita, coming in with 22. Dan Sattler from St. Paul, 18, as does Grand Prairie's Dakota Watts. And Nate Garcia from the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks rounds out your saves leaders with 16. Manitoba Hydro reminding you to be power smart, purchase energy-efficient appliances.
That Matt Navarez is something.
He is a big fella, Scotty.
Well, he's huge, and he came in the other night with the bases loaded and 1 out, struck out Donnie Webb on 3 pitches, all at 96 miles an hour, and then struck out Tyler Kuhn on 4 pitches, but the final strike he threw was 97.
And talking to Ryan Pineda, as you know, before the game, and I mentioned Navarez's pitching speed, and Pineda was like, yeah, we don't see that too often in this league.
No, he shouldn't be in this league. He said to us it was because of the shoulder problem that he had. He underwent surgery. But the reality is he's throwing it. He throws at 97 in this ballpark, and that gun is probably 2 miles an hour shy. You're looking at 99 or 100 miles an hour. There is nobody in the Cleveland bullpen, the Detroit bullpen, or the Toronto bullpen that can do that. And how that guy isn't at Double-A, where he has brilliant numbers, by the way. He's just in the wrong league. He should not be here. 1 ball and 1 strike to Brent Cleveland, who's leading it off. Here in this 6th inning, pitch to Cleveland, foul back.
Well, as you've said, Scott, there's so much ball and so many scouts, and you just wonder if players are just getting lost in that massive shuffle.
Well, a lot of it's ego. If Navarez isn't a big high draft pick, he was a 10th round pick. And if he isn't a big pick by your team, then the scouts aren't going to pay a lot of attention to him. But how do you not pay attention to a guy who throws at 100?
Yeah.
I mean, it strikes me as stunningly stupid that somebody hasn't signed this guy. And there's a little off-speed pitch, not hit very hard. Brock Bond handles it, fires to first, and they get him. Oh, what a good play by Brock Bond to hang with that. It was kind of fisted out to right field. And we mentioned how Bond tends to play close to second base. Let's watch this. And it's just nubbed, but it looks like it's going to get through. Bond goes a long way, rights himself, Fires to first, and they get him by just a half a step. Barely get him. That might have been challenged were this the majors, and Hooper's going to have an argument, of course, with first base umpire Nick Gonzalez. A little tougher for Hooper to make the argument. He's about 175 feet away. But it was a close play. Cleveland nearly beat it.
Tough for Brock Bond, too. You could see that he was having to adjust on the fly. He wasn't quite sure if it was going to go right or left on him there.
And that ball was skidding. It was just kind of hit off the fist, not hit very hard. Here comes Carlo Testa, who tends to hit them pretty hard. First pitch by Salamita misses outside for ball one. But back to Matt Navarez. He's just too good for this league. He's 4-0, ERA of 1.61. Pitch is in there for a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. And it's tough for the hitters in this league because they don't see 99 very often.
No.
They'll see 91 or 92, and they can handle 91 or 92. They can even handle 94, the good hitters in this league. There's one chop foul. But when you don't see 96 and 97 and high strikes, the old high hard one.
The reason I wanted to talk to him too, Scott, was I was actually driving back from Gimli listening to the radio broadcast on Friday. And our radio colleague, of course, Steve Schusler, was talking about, again, just how amazed he was looking at the velocity and checking that radar gun out in the field. And yeah, when he was saying things like 96, 97 miles per hour, I wanted to meet that young man.
Well, Matt Navarez told us today he had a 92-mile-an-hour slider. There's a pop-up on the infield. Great off-speed pitch from Salamita. And Jake Blackwood has to get Salamita out of the way. He wants to make the play on the pop fly into the infield. Blackwood makes the put-up, but we forget that Salamita in the offseason in New York will play senior ball before he reports to Winnipeg as an outfielder.
A lot of communication.
Pitchers don't make that play.
Nope.
Second out of the inning, and here's Chris McMurray.
At the risk of sounding old, if you're a young player at home watching, you just saw communication in action. You got to talk out there.
That's right. And loudly. Pitch low inside, ball 1 to Chris McMurray. McMurray today is 0 for 2. He struck out in the second. Flied out to center field in the fourth. Came in hitting .272. He has 5 homers. He's driven in 50. He got 4 of them on Thursday night in the first game of the series with a grand slam home run off Taylor Bratton.
Would I be wrong in saying both pitchers seem to have really settled into this game?
No, I don't think you'd be wrong at all. There's strike 2 to McMurray, 1 and 2. And both the same way. They're both pitchers who rely on their off-speed stuff to fool you. The best inning Salamita had was an inning in which he gave up two singles the first 2 men he faced. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 5th strikeout of the game for Chris Salamita. The Goldeyes continue to lead it. Salamita 3 up, 3 down here in the 6th. It's Winnipeg 2, Wichita 1. This is Safeway Goldeyes baseball, and it's live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
To us at Shaw TV, community isn't just an area of the city, it's the people who make up our Winnipeg. Shaw TV's Go Winnipeg covers your event better than anyone else, telling your story thoroughly and uniquely. We try to look past the simple facts for what really makes a connection for our viewers. And we prefer to focus on the happy stories that matter most at our community level. That's what I like most about working at Shaw TV.
There's a young guy who is fired up. He is fired up.
Good to see he's got his hat on.
Okay. Probably tastes great.
Yeah.
And of course he's nervous for a reason.
Well, time to behold Gregory.
Gregory can dance, can he?
But he's not trying to steal the show, you see. He's bringing everyone else in. That's classy.
Yeah, he could steal it if he wanted to.
He could indeed.
Great day at the ballpark today. Weather is perfect. Winds picked up. As you saw that flag as we went off in the middle of the 6th inning, the wind is starting to blow out over that right field fence. So if a left-handed hitter or somebody going the opposite way can get it up into that jet stream, the ball might end up in the picnic park quicker than you think. So for the Goldeyes, in the bottom of the 6th inning, it'll be Reggie Abercrombie, who has the game-leading RBI to this stage with that base hit back in the 3rd. He'll be followed by Donnie Webb and Josh Mazzola. Boy, has Reggie Abercrombie ever picked it up in recent weeks. He's hitting .342 in his last 10 games, .368 in his last 5, and today he's 1 for 2 with a run batted in.
Well, just looking at his average now of .282 for much of the early part of the season, it was in the low 200s, wasn't it?
It was. He was down hitting .225. But as we said then, he's a lifetime 300 hitter at this level, so he's going to hit 300 eventually, and he started to now. And yesterday, he brought this crowd to its feet by hitting one right to the wall with 2 men on in a 1-run ball game. Swing and a miss, 1-1 the count. But the thing about Reggie, I think that we've been both impressed with, Al, is that he is not a young man.
No.
Reggie Abercrombie, to be exact, is 34 years old. His speed has not dwindled at all. There's a ground ball to the shortstop, Corey, and it goes between his legs. Right between the wickets.
That's an error on the board.
That'll be an error to the shortstop. And that's the one thing we have not seen this week very often from Wichita. Winnipeg made 2 on Thursday night. Both teams made 1 on Friday. Nobody made an error last night. But there has not been an error made by this infield, and Corey just lets it go between the wickets. Doesn't happen very
Especially
often.
with the 2 double plays that he started here earlier as well.
So Abercrombie, a threat to steal, is at first base, and Donnie Webb steps in. Double play depth in the middle on the corners. They're in, and Webb drops a real nice bunt, and he's quick. They get him at first, but it's a sacrifice bunt by Donnie Webb. A good play by the pitcher, Tim Brown.
There's another young man who just quietly goes about his business, eh? Donnie Webb, always just an all-star, right? And just doing his job there.
Well, it was a perfect sacrifice.
Yep, almost beat that out, too.
Great hustle. So Abercrombie's at second with 1 away, and here's Josh Mazzola. So Mazzola and Allen will have an opportunity with a runner in scoring position to give the Goldeyes a 2-run lead. Brown's pitch. It misses low, ball 1. Josh Mazzola 0 for 2, hit into a double play in the 2nd, grounded out to 2nd in the 3rd. You can tell he is struggling running. He's had some back issues, but he's not getting down the line as fast as he normally does. There's a pitch that's in there for a strike, 1-1.
Boy, how to make Rick Forney smile right now, eh? You've got Reggie Abercrombie. The table is set perfectly at second base. Time to manufacture a run here.
Exactly. This is when you want to rail catch somebody. In a game that Chris Salamita is pitching beautifully. There's one chop foul, heads up. That can hurt. The fan services reps going down there, and that young man took one hard. Oh, he's hurting.
Yep.
And Gregory has called for the EMS folks. That was a shot, and that really hurt. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mazzola. Abercrombie with a real good lead at second base. Here's a pitch. It's fouled off. 1-2 to Josh. Comes in hitting .263, 9 homers, 46 driven in. Just didn't seem to recover from that bus trip very well. Long bus trip to Sioux City and Sioux Falls last week. Pitch is low, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And again, no one's looking for an excuse, right, Scott?
No,
but the travel regimen that the guys in this league have to go through, I don't think people really can understand or wrap their heads around it until they've done it.
Nick Hernandez was asked to pitch on 3 days rest last week in Sioux Falls. We'll get to that in a second. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mazzola. That's low, 3-2 to Josh. And as Forney said, if I'm a pitcher, I'd rather have taken the ball on 3 days rest than to wait, take the bus trip all the way back to Winnipeg and try to pitch stepping off the bus. Because it's never easy to pitch when you step off the bus.
Yeah, that says a lot right there.
There's a chopper. Good job by the third baseman, McClendon, to get Mazzola at first. Reggie moves on to third base. We'll have another peek at this. Because it was a chopper, Reggie was able to make it to third base easily. You don't usually go with a ball grounded in front of you, but in this case, Reggie was almost at third base by the time McClendon made the play.
Nicely taken on the run. What a gun. McClendon's got a great arm.
Most third basemen in this league do. Jake Blackwood has a gun.
Yep.
When Mazzola played third, we've seen how he throws the ball. Most of this, Ronnie Berkwin has a tremendous arm. Most of the third basemen in this league have great arms. McClendon no exception. So here's Luis Allen with Reggie Abercrombie at third and 2 away. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Luis is 1 for 2 today at a single in the second and grounded out to shortstop back in the fourth. Brown delivers. That's in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike to Luis. Another one of those games that Kevin Hooper called a playoff quality game. And that's what we certainly saw on Friday and Saturday night after the blowout on Thursday. 2 great ball games, tremendously exciting games. And now we got a 2-1 pitchers duel going on. Pitch to Allen, misses. 2 balls and 1 strike to Luis. Luis has it in the hitter's count, 2-1. Reggie with a real good lead off third base. That pitch misses. 3-1 now to Luis Allen with Ryan Pineda in the on-deck circle. Brown gets the sign. Here's the pitch. There's a long fly ball in the left field. This is hit a ton. It is gone! Luis Allen barrels up and hits a 2-run bomb over the left field fence. And the Winnipeg Goldeyes have taken a 4-1 lead. Luis Allen's 5th home run of the year, and this home run is brought to you by Home Run Sports. Proud sponsors of your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Home Run Sports at 20 De La Seigneurie Boulevard. And a 2-run bomb by Luis gives Winnipeg a 4-1 advantage, and he got every bit of that pitch from Tim Brown.
Yeah, a gutsy piece of hitting, especially with 2 out.
That was barreled up, and you could tell by the sound the bat made. Never any doubt about that one. And that was hit right into the trees. There it goes toward the river. Wow, did Luis get all of that? And the Goldeyes lead it 4-1. Here's Ryan Pineda. There's a ground ball down the third baseline, just foul. Pineda's 1 for 2 today, single back in the second. Lined out to right field in the fourth. Hit it hard toward the gap, but Amberson was playing him perfectly. But Luis Allen just crushed that fastball from Tim Brown. And the Goldeyes have the biggest lead of the series for them. Well, at least it's tied. They had a 4-1 lead in game 2 of the series on Thursday night. Correct, that Friday night. But couldn't hold it and lost 6-5. They actually led 5-4 going into the 8th inning. Couldn't hold it.
But as you mentioned, Scott, the 5th inning being the trouble inning, they got through that. You wonder if a little bit of a pressure valve's been released here.
Swing and a miss, and that'll do it for the Goldeyes in the 6th. But they get 2 runs. 2 runs on just 1 hit, the home run by Luis Allen. There was an error, and nobody was left on base. 6 complete in the books. As you look at Tim Brown, it's the Winnipeg Goldeyes 4, the Wichita Wingnuts 1. You're watching Goldeyes baseball live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
At Go Winnipeg, we get to do things a little bit differently than other stations.
It all starts with sitting down to draw a picture.
We go past the basic facts and become storytellers, showing viewers what's happening in the city and beyond.
And I hope one day I can play in the Olympics.
Stories that may otherwise be missed, yet matter so much to our community. We even hit the scene with special event live mobile coverage. That's the Shaw TV difference.
Welcome back to Shaw Park. Chris Salamita works into the 7th inning. And, of course, it never gets easy against this Wichita Wingnuts team. He'll face Chris McClendon, David Amberson, and Jake Lucci here in the 7th. The 2-run home run by Luis Allen, the Goldeyes' 10th hit of the game, has given them a bit of a 4-1 spread. But Salamita's smart enough to know that against this Wichita team, that's not a lot.
Boy, Luis Allen getting it done on both sides, eh, Scott? Defense, and then crushing that homer.
Well, we've talked about it enough times, you know, Al, as you look at downtown Winnipeg. What a great shot from
no kidding,
center field. Just a tremendous shot. We've talked about it so many times that as great a year as Casey Harther has had, and Tyler Kuhn has been phenomenal, maybe the best shortstop we've ever seen in Winnipeg when it comes to both hitting and fielding. But Luis Allen, in his 5th year with the club, just gets better and better and better all the time. And he's just so valuable. Here's the first pitch by Salamita. It's fouled back by McClendon.
Last time Fargo Moorhead was in town, Scott, I believe it was Jake Blackwood was our player of the game in one of our broadcasts. And that was the game where Luis got rocked at home plate.
Right.
And I asked Jake if the team rallied around, and he just said, Louis our man. That's how we put it. And that sums it up, I think, right there.
There is some action now in the Wichita bullpen. Jared Gaynor, the left-hander, is warming up. 1 ball and 1 strike to Chris McClendon. Salamita deals it up. It's fouled on the left field line into the crowd. 1 and 2. So Gaynor up warming up. There is nobody even stretching in the Goldeyes bullpen. The way both Hollingsworth and Jackson pitched earlier this week, as always, Rick Forney will monitor his starting pitcher, but this is Chris Salamita's game to finish right now. Off-speed pitch just misses. 2 and 2. Salamita leads the American Association in complete games with 3.
Almost seems to thrive on a higher pitch count.
Well, he throws all that off-speed stuff. If he feels good, and there's strike 3. What a beautiful pitch by Chris Salamita. His 6th strikeout of the game, 2nd in a row. First out in the 7th inning. And that'll bring up David Amberson, the pancake batter.
This never gets old, does it?
Yeah, but somebody made a bad decision today. He struck out 6 guys.
Yeah.
Not Amberson. I don't know why he'd make a decision on a right-handed hitter. Just me. But I'd go with the left-handed hitter against Salamita every time.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Anyway, Amberson steps in as the pancake batter, and we will hear the crowd get into it. First pitch is in there for strike 1.
I was going to say, public address announcer Ron Arntz, this is his favorite promotion too, isn't it?
He gets to do pretty much what he wants. 1 strike to Amberson. Salamita delivers. That pitch is in there for strike 2. So quickly, with a curveball and a slider, Salamita gets it to 0-2. And the crowd's getting hungry.
When Amberson was batting in the 4th, even the guys on the Wichita dugout were kind of smiling when the pancake chant started.
No balls and 2 strikes to Amberson. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And everybody gets pancakes.
Do we get him too?
Yeah, if you want to pick up your little card at the bottom of the stairs when you're going home.
I'll grab one for both of us. And Roman.
It's great, you know.
Yeah.
Go over and get a couple of pancakes. You throw some bacon or sausages on there, a couple eggs. It's great.
Breakfast for dinner.
Absolutely.
What a terrific pitch. He's got.
Oh, that was the best part of that. The crowd goes nuts for the pancake batter, but that was a tremendous slider he threw.
Absolutely.
Just an outstanding pitch by Salamita, who is heating up here in the 7th inning. 2 strikeouts to open it up. He has 7 on the ball game, and here comes Jake Lucci. Lucci's a really good hitter. He has a single in 2 trips. Very quick down the pass. First pitch is in there for strike 1. I don't know who you're going to pick for your player of the game, whether it's going to be Luis Allen or this guy pitching. It's pretty hard not to take this guy.
Yep.
Should things continue, of course. But through 6 2/3 innings, this has been Chris Salamita's ball game. Goldeyes 4 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Wingnuts 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error. And that error cost them. Make that play, you're out of the inning before Luis Allen comes to the plate. Both of those runs against Brown are unearned. Pitch just misses. Oh, they countered a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lucci. Bobby Feaster. No, he didn't. He has just put up the fingers. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. I didn't see the strike call there.
No.
The scoreboard again incorrect. Now it's correct. 2-1. Swing and a miss. The off-speed pitch. Lucci way in front. Now it's 2-2.
You mentioned Lucci's last team being Brownsville. The Brownsville Charros.
The Charros?
Yes.
Not churros.
Am I pronouncing it?
Well, no. How's it spelled?
C-H-A-R-R-O-S.
2-2 the count. Oh, that's right down the middle for strike 3. Wow. No doubt about it. That was a perfect pitch on the fastball by Salamita at 86. 8th strikeout of the game. He strikes out the side in the 7th. What a great pitch by Salamita. It was framed beautifully by Luis Allen right at the top of the strike zone, and nothing across for Wichita in the 7th as Salamita strikes out the side. Winnipeg leads at 4-1. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Time now for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by the Dugout, the Goldeyes Souvenir Store. 2 locations right here in Shaw Park. Let's go down to field level where Goldie and Goldette and Allison Pattison and Blair Hunter and the rest of the Goldeyes Fan Services reps lead the crowd through the 7th inning stretch. Thank you very much to the Goldeyes Fan Services reps, to Goldie and Goldette. The 7th inning stretch brought to you by the Dugout Souvenir Store with 2 locations right here in Shaw Park. Great crowd here today. As the shade went down now to almost the dugout, the fans have all moved into their seats, so it looks a lot fuller down that first baseline than it was earlier in the ballgame. We have a brand new pitcher for the Wichita Wingnuts. The reliever here in the bottom of the 7th inning is Jared Gaynor. Can you tell us a little bit about Jared Gaynor?
Yeah, Jared Gaynor coming into the game. A left-hander, 6 feet tall, 175 pounds. true Arizona boy, Scotty. He was born in Phoenix and makes his home now in Cove Creek, Arizona. And he's coming into this game with, he just got here actually from George Mason. So he's not been with the Wingnuts very long at all. He was played at Scottsdale, Arizona, and George Mason University this year.
So a brand new pitcher, somebody new for Kevin Hooper to throw at you. He's got a pretty great bullpen. The best thing that could happen about the Goldeyes holding on to their lead is that they don't have to see Matt Navarez again. So Jared Gaynor comes in. He'll face the top of the Goldeyes order. It'll be Brock Bond, Jake Blackwood, and Tyler Kuhn. Brock Bond today is 1 for 2. He walked and scored a run in the first, flied out to left in the second, a single back in the 4th inning, but he was picked off first base by Tim Brown. Tim Brown is the pitcher of record right now for Wichita. He can be the loser, he cannot be the winner this afternoon. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Goldeyes lead at 4-1. First pitch to Bond is in there for strike 1.
Just going back to the last half of the inning, Scott, and looking at the work of Chris Salamita again, getting guys with the slider and then the heat. You always talk about mixing up your pitches, and he's doing a fine job of that.
Well, the thing about Salamita, especially with no men on base, he works very, very fast. So he does everything that you want a pitcher to do. Work fast, throw strikes, work both sides of the plate, and change speeds. But you're right about one thing. He's gotten stronger as the game's gone on. 2 balls and 1 strike to Brock Bond. Gaynor delivers. There's a ground ball up the middle. Corey handles it nicely. Can't make the throw, and Bond beats it out. It'll be an infield single to Goldeyes' 11th hit of the ball game.
Wonderful job of fielding here.
Well, Bond's got speed, so he gets down the line pretty good.
Yeah.
Corey makes a great play, but it's a tough throw. Espinoza tries the sweep tag, can't make it. And so Bond's at first with nobody out.
And I apologize earlier, Scott, because again, we don't know much about Jared Gaynor because he has just joined the team. All-conference second-team honors with George Mason. He was a member of the Atlantic 10 all-tournament team, had a record of 8-5 in 16 appearances with George Mason.
So good college pitcher, a rookie, in to face the Goldeyes. First pitch to Jake Blackwood is low for ball 1. And he made a good pitch to Brock Bond, who hit it on the ground up the middle. Corey made a good play. But Bond with speed beat it out. Brock Bond has 4 stolen bases this season. He's been caught stealing 3 times. He is not what you would call a big threat to steal. Pitch to Blackwood is fouled off. Up into the Clay Oven restaurant. Down the first baseline. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jake Blackwood. Blackwood today, 2 for 3. Single in the first, single and a run scored in the third. Flied out to center, hit it hard back in the 5th. Jake Blackwood had an all-star season last year in San Antonio. Led San Antonio in runs batted in, made the all-star team, and was released by San Diego. There's a ground ball up the middle. That's a solid single to center. 3rd hit of the game for Jake Blackwood. And the Goldeyes have 12 hits now. But they also have another opportunity to put some numbers up. And as they took advantage of it back in the 6th, they need to do so again. No lead is big enough against this Wichita lineup, even against Chris Salamita.
They're hitting young Mr. Gaynor quite hard at the moment.
Well, the first one was not hit that hard, but that one was certainly drilled. Blackwood just blasted that one through the middle. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Here's Tyler Kuhn. Tyler Kuhn today has a single in 3 trips and a run batted in. Gaynor's pitch, and Kuhn drops a bunt. Gaynor's going to have to go to first. Just gets Kuhn. But a sacrifice bunt off the bat of Tyler Kuhn puts more runners in scoring position. Runners at first, or second and third now. Let's have another look. That's perfect. You set up to bunt. You know exactly where it's going. He went down the third baseline. Gaynor's able to make the play. But now Casey Harther comes up with 2 runners in scoring position. The right side of the infield is in. Second baseman Kyle Lelio is almost on the grass. Espinoza is on the grass. Corey is in, but not to the grass. And McClendon is in, and there's a fly ball. Hit pretty deep into right field. This will get the run home. It's handled by Amberson. On to third goes Blackwood. Bond scores, and the Goldeyes lead it 5-1. A sacrifice fly off the bat of Casey Harther. We'll have another peek at this one. But Harther did exactly what he was supposed to do. He hit it hard the opposite way.
I was going to say sacrifice is the word of this inning, Scott. Tyler Kuhn and Casey Harther doing exactly what you have to do to score runs.
Brock Bond comes home, his second run scored of the ball game. And here comes Reggie Abercrombie with a runner at third and 2 away.
In fact, I would say Rick Forney couldn't have drawn this up much better.
Pitch to Reggie, swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch, just 74 miles an hour. Reggie way up front. Goldeyes lead at 5-1. We're in the bottom of 7. Abercrombie today, safe on an error, scored a run, singled and drove in a run. Gaynor's pitch, swing and a miss. Another off-speed pitch, and again, Reggie way out in front. He was trying to hit that one over the trees in left field.
It's looking big for Reggie, isn't it? He's seeing it.
Yeah, he's seeing it already. Boy. What a swing from Reggie. There you see Jake Blackwood, and there's a chopper the other way. Nice job fielding by Gaynor. He gets Abercrombie, and that does it for the Goldeyes in the 7th inning. But they add another run, and that's important. A run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We'll go to the 8th inning. The Winnipeg Goldeyes lead the Wichita Wingnuts 5-1. It's Safeway Goldeyes baseball, and it's live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
As we head into the top of the 8th inning, time now for a check of the American Association standings. And again, we see Winnipeg leading the way in the North Division with St. Paul close behind, though, in a critical series coming up, Scott, with the St. Paul
Just
Saints.
a huge series. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all games start at 7 o'clock right here at Shaw Park. It's Winnipeg and St. Paul, and it could be the difference in the outcome this season.
I dare say. And as you mentioned, of course, before, Gary, South Shore once again retaking the lead in the Central Division just over Lincoln. And, of course, the class of the league, I can say that with confidence right now. The Wichita Wingnuts all over Laredo in the South. A 10.5 game lead now with a record of 55-23.
But the most interesting part about those standings is the wild card race. That's the one last team. Winnipeg wants to win the North. Gary and Lincoln are now virtually tied for the lead in the Central. Wichita will win the South. But Laredo at 44-33 has now moved into a tie with St. Paul for that wild card spot.
And as we learned at the All-Star game, Laredo was some fine ball players as well.
It's going to be a great race here in August. And that's why Winnipeg, even in first place with a 2-game lead, has to win as much as they possibly can because Laredo is winning as well. Fans dancing, fans getting into it. Goldeyes lead at 5-1. Chris Salamita works into the 8th inning. But here it goes. This is as tough as it's going to get. Corey, Cajalelio, Espinoza, Cleveland, Testa. He's got a Testa coming up in this 8th inning. Nobody throwing in the Goldeyes bullpen, but a couple of guys walking around. This is a big inning for Salamita. He struck out the side in the 7th, but that was the bottom of the order. Now he gets the top, and it isn't any fun. So here's Ryan Corey, who's 1 for 2 today with a walk and a run score. Salamita's first pitch is in there for strike 1. Rick Forney would love to see Salamita get his 4th complete game of the year, especially with a day off tomorrow. Curveball in there for a strike. 0-2 quickly. Ryan Corey steps out, has words with Bobby Feaster.
They always say if you're going to argue balls and strikes, don't look at the ump, right? You can mumble under your breath.
Well, a lot of players in this league like to say a few words to the umpire, and they really like to step out. And it slows the game down. And now we got a bit of a battle between Salamita and Corey. Salamita was ready to pitch. Corey stepped out. Now Salamita delivers. Curveball again. That's fouled off. No balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Corey. Corey hitting .328 now with 10 homers and 45 driven in.
There you go.
The toughest part of the order for Salamita. Off-speed pitch. It's a ground ball to Tyler Kunitz short. Handles it easily. Fires across the diamond, and that'll do it. Ryan Corey out 6-3. And the Goldeyes get the first tough out of this 8th inning. And that's the way Chris Salamita really likes to pitch. Pitch to contact, hit ground balls. See an easy play for Tyler Kunitz short. Another guy with a gun for an arm just flips it over to first base.
Certainly makes it look easy, yep.
He does make it look easy, doesn't he? So here's Kyle Laleo. First pitch to him is in there for strike 1, an 84-mile-an-hour fastball. Kyle Laleo has a double in 3 trips. Struck out in the 1st, doubled in the 3rd, flied out to left back in the 5th, hit it hard. And that hits the bat. No, they say it hit the batter. We'll have another look at that. It sounded like it hit the handle of the bat.
I was going to say, either that or it hit a bone.
Wow, if it hit a bone, he's not going to play much.
Yeah.
Oh, it hit him right on the elbow.
Oh, and he's got a pad there. He's got a pad, I think, Scott.
So it hit the plastic part of that pad, because it sounded like it hit the bat. It hit him so hard. So
well, I
on
think
to
that's
first base goes Kyle Laleo.
Well, I think that's what Chris Salamita was asking the umpire, too. It sure sounded like it hit something solid.
It was a fastball, but 85 miles an hour from Salamita. And now here comes Espinoza with a runner at first and 1 away. Salamita's pitch, and it's a bunt and a good one. Blackwood bare hands, fires to first, and they get him. Good play by Casey Harther and Jake Blackwood. Espinoza not happy, and we're going to get an argument from the first base coach.
I think Wichita may have.
We got a guy tossed.
Yeah, he bumped him. But it looked like Casey Harther got pulled off the bag, Scott. Hopefully we can get another look at this.
Jose Amato bumps the umpire, and he's gone. Now Kevin Hooper's not happy, and I think he's going to get himself tossed. A tremendous play by Blackwood. Harther's a guy who leaves the bag early anyway.
Yeah. I think they may have a legitimate beef here, Scott, just from what I saw. But
first base umpire Nick Gonzalez. And he just tossed Hooper. Yeah, you can see that one coming. Kevin Hooper, I think, wanted to get himself tossed. He was going to have words with Nick Gonzalez, and he was going to get his say in there. He's not going to win the argument, but he's going to get his say. So Amato and Hooper have both been tossed. Kevin Hooper done for the day. Do you know that we're 4/5 now through the season, and the Goldeyes have not had a player coach or manager ejected from a game?
I did not know that.
Here's Amato. He's not very happy, and that was the toss. And then the bump. He's done. And that may be written up.
Yeah.
So over to third base goes the bench coach, Jim Foltz. He'll coach there. And Luke Robertson, the pitching coach, will move over and coach first base. So it's a good thing Kevin Hooper brings 3 coaches with him.
It's a good thing.
Goldeyes only have 2 coaches on the road with Rick, Jamie Vermillion and Tom Vaith. So stepping in is Brent Cleveland.
It's got me thinking who my favorite arguing manager of all time has been.
In all of baseball? Earl Weaver.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Earl Weaver, still the best.
And umpires have always said the worst thing about arguing with Earl Weaver is he smelled like cigarettes. So did Jim Leland, the old manager of the Tigers in Pittsburgh. Smelled like cigarettes. Get up in your mouth. Right in your face. There's a ground ball to the shortstop, Tyler Kuhn. He fires across the diamond. They get Cleveland, and that'll do it. A great 8th inning, toughest part of the order, and a tremendous play in the middle of it by Jake Blackwood. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on the hit batsman. The 4 toughest hitters in the lineup. Chris Salamita gets through it in the 8th inning. Goldeyes lead at 5-1. We go to the bottom of the 8th. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Join the movement to kick cancer. 5 simple things can reduce your risk of cancer by up to 50%. Choose a balanced diet with plenty of fruits and vegetables. Get active to maintain a healthy body weight. Avoid tobacco and secondhand smoke. Protect yourself from UV rays. Follow cancer screening guidelines and see your doctor for regular checkups. Take the pledge to reduce your risk of cancer. Join the movement at kickcancer.ca.
An initiative of Cancer Care Manitoba Foundation, supported by Safeway.
Welcome back to the ballpark. There's Goldie trying to be nice to people.
Oh, I think he just ejected someone.
Ejected a fan. So the Goldeyes lead at 5-1. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. A tremendous top of the 8th by Salamita. What a game by Chris Salamita. I don't know, but if this holds up, I don't think there's any question. Despite Luis's home run.
I agree with you, Scott.
Luis's home run might not even be the winning run, the way Salamita's pitched today. Brand new pitcher for the Wichita Wingnuts. Tell us about number, is that 18, Matt Robertson? Is that who we're watching out there?
Trying to see a number there.
Matt Robertson.
Scotty, Matt Robertson was born in Wichita, Kansas, and currently lives in Valley Center, Kansas as well. And this is his first year with the Wichita Wingnuts. Before that, he was playing for Emporia State in the NCAA.
So Matt Robertson, the brand new pitcher for Kevin Hooper's Wichita Wingnuts, although it's no longer Kevin Hooper's Wichita Wingnuts for the rest of this afternoon, as both Hooper and first base coach Jose Amato have been booted. So I'm going to suggest that Jim Foltz is probably the manager now, as Luke Robertson has to be the pitching coach. So here comes Matt Robertson to face Donnie Webb. First pitch to Webb is in there for strike 1. Donnie Webb today is 1 for 2. He has a single back in the second. He flied out to center in the third, and then a beautiful sacrifice bunt in the 6th.
A couple of more notes about Matt Robertson. Was drafted by the Detroit Tigers in the 42nd round of the 2007 draft, and he was drafted straight out of high school from Valley Center High School.
The ball came out of the crowd. Couldn't handle it. It was too hot.
Too hot.
Ball was coming off too hot. Now Rick Forney has somebody that wants the ball, and they got it, thanks to Rick. So Webb digs in. It's 0-2. Robertson gets ahead of Donnie Webb quickly. Pitch is high and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. You mentioned Donnie Webb, just a professional, hitting .295. That batting average will go up probably a point today. Robertson's pitch way outside. Off-speed pitch misses. But Donnie Webb, with a perfect sac bunt back in the 6th. Is 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Robertson's pitch, and there's a looping fly ball into left field. Lucci hardly has to move. The first out of the inning, rather, and that'll bring up Josh Mazzola. Mazzola's 0 for 3, hit into a double play in the 2nd, grounded out to 2nd in the 3rd, and grounded out to 3rd in the 6th. Goldeyes lead it 5-1. And Mazzola drills one down the 3rd baseline foul. Just got in front of that pitch. Fastball at 83 by Robertson. Mazzola was all over it, barreled up on it, drilled it foul. One strike to Josh Mazzola. Pitch by Robertson. It's an off-speed pitch high and inside, 1-1. Mazzola from Santee, California. And the question all year is, who is the craziest guy in the clubhouse, Josh Mazzola or Reggie Abercrombie? There's one fouled off. Boy, they have fun. Every day is party day.
Every day is
for
party.
Josh and Reggie. There are 2 guys who just love everything there is to love about baseball.
I have another interesting tidbit about our right-handed pitcher, Matt Robertson. He is part of the Robertson family that has so much to do with Wichita. Nate Robertson, the owner, Josh Robertson, the president and general manager. So, according to their website, Kevin Hooper really wanted the opportunity to bring the younger Robertson on with the rest of his family members.
There you go. There's a pop fly to Espinoza. Mazzola is the 2nd out of this 8th inning. It'll bring up Luis Allen, the hitting hero so far in this game. Allen is 2 for 3. He singled in the 2nd, grounded out to short in the 4th, and then hit a monster home run in the 6th inning. It gave Winnipeg a 4-1 lead. They lead at 5-1 now. 5 runs on 12 hits for the Goldeyes. 1 run on 5 hits and an error for Wichita. 2 away. We're in the bottom of 8. Here's the pitch by Robertson. There's a pop-up on the infield. Kahalelio goes back, makes the catch, and that does it. Nothing across for Winnipeg in the 8th inning. We'll go to the 9th. The Goldeyes lead at 5-1. Chris Salamita, chance for his 4th complete game of the season. It's Safeway Goldeyes baseball, and it's live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Time now for your slide of the game, brought to you by Manitoba Public Insurance. And it was a slide that I don't think Jake Blackwood thought at first that he was going to have to make. But he did, and it was for a run. Reggie Abercrombie at the plate. He drills the solid single to center. There was no doubt about that. Carlo Testa comes on, and Testa gets his arm tested. Comes to the plate, but Blackwood had been cruising down the 3rd baseline and decided late that maybe it'd be a good idea to slide. And he did so and scored the Goldeyes' 2nd run, which right now stands up as the winning run of the game. There's Blackwood, and the slide touches the plate this end, and that's our slide of the game. Slide of the game is brought to you every game by Manitoba Public Insurance. We go to the top of the ninth inning. The Winnipeg Goldeyes leading at 5-1. For Wichita in the ninth, it'll be Carlo Testa, Chris McMurray, and Chris McClendon. Nothing easy about that, but it's a little bit easier than the top of that order with Corey, Cajalelio, Espinoza, and Cleveland. You have now at least avoided the two big leaguers, Espinoza and Cleveland. Although Testa, McMurray, and McClendon are pretty nice ball players in their own right. Chris McMurray, who will be the second hitter in the inning, has played at AAA. Carlo Testa has reached AA with Northwest Arkansas, of course, a team that Brendan Lafferty played with. And Chris McClendon has had an entire career of independent ball. Played in the Atlantic League to start this season. So there's Chris Salamita facing the middle of the order. Testa, McMurray, McClendon. The 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Testa, the left-handed hitting center fielder, is the first up. Here's the pitch by Salamita. The curveball misses inside for ball 1. Salamita has not been afraid at all to go inside this afternoon. Nobody up in the Goldeyes bullpen. Salamita delivers. That's high and inside. The fastball, 2 balls and no strikes. Salamita has been tremendous today, allowing only 5 hits. 1 run back in the 3rd inning. Salamita's pitch is right in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Testa. Testa today 1 for 3. Singled in the 2nd, struck out looking in the 3rd, and popped out to the 3rd baseman Jake Blackwood back in the 6th. Off-speed pitch is hit hard at Brock Bond at 2nd base. Easy play to first, 1 down here in the 9th. Testa pulled it. Brock Bond was right there, hit it hard, but right at the Goldeyes 2nd baseman. That's the first out of this 9th inning. It'll bring up Chris McMurray, the catcher. McMurray, who hit the grand slam home run on Thursday night, is 0 for 3 today. Struck out in the 2nd, fly to center in the 4th, and struck out in the 6th. Salamita with 8 strikeouts in the ballgame. This is his first pitch to McMurray, and it's popped up. Hit a mile in the air. Brock Bond calls for it and makes the catch. And quickly, 2 away here in the 9th. Chris Salamita 1 out away from a tremendous effort. In a game the Goldeyes pretty much had to win after losing the first 3 games of this series. They have come back to put 5 runs up and get a tremendous start from Salamita. So here's Chris McClendon, the left-handed hitting 3rd baseman. First pitch to him is right down the middle, a fastball for strike 1. McClendon today has a walk in 3 trips. He flied to center field and then struck out. He was the first out of that strikeout the side 7th inning by Salamita. And quickly 2 strikes now to Chris McClendon. 2 out, nobody on. We're in the 9th inning. Goldeyes need a victory, and Salamita may be the guy who's delivered one today. There's a ground ball to Jake Blackwood at 3rd. Fires to 1st, and that does it. What a tremendous performance by left-handed starter Chris Salamita. The Goldeyes win it 5-1 for Winnipeg. 5 runs on 12 hits and no errors for the Wichita Wingnuts. 1 run on 5 hits and 1 error. The winning pitcher, Chris Salamita. The loser is Tim Brown. No save today. Salamita goes the distance. We'll be back right after this with the Safeway post-game show live right here on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Ready for summer? If you have a cottage or cabin, Shaw Direct has your family's entertainment covered. Get Shaw Direct satellite TV for your home away from home and receive your first month free. 2 free movies plus a free HD PVR rental for 2 years. Got a cottage or cabin? Get Shaw Direct satellite TV today.
Safeway Goldeyes Baseball is back for another exciting season live on Shaw TV. On Monday, August 18th at 7 p.m., the Fish will battle the New Jersey Jackals at Shaw Park. Brought to you by Safeway, only on Shaw TV.
Park. It's time now for the Safeway postgame show, brought to you, of course, by Safeway. What a tremendous effort by the Winnipeg Goldeyes today. They had lost 3 straight to these Wichita Wingnuts, the best team in the American Association. Wichita came in with a record of 55-23. The Goldeyes desperately needed a win, and what they got was an absolutely magnificent start from Chris Salamita, who allowed only 5 hits and 1 run as the Goldeyes win it 5-1 to get themselves a victory before this series ended. It's time now for your Shaw Direct Player of the Game. Get it all while you get away from it all. Shaw Direct, your cottage cable satellite provider. Visit shawdirect.ca for more information. Let's go down to field level. Al Foster and our player of the game.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. No surprise, our player of the game is our pitcher, Chris Salamita. Your 4th complete game. Just talk about how you're able to go so deep into games right now and have success.
Well, I'm trying to minimize my pitches. I'm trying to go 3-4 pitches in AB. I mean, sometimes you can't do that. I try and pitch the contact. Once I get 2 strikes, I'm going to try and put you away, and rely on my secondary pitch and my defense to play behind me like they do a day in and day out.
Yeah, you had a lot of help out there today, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely. It's expected every day.
How important is this win, especially against a team that good and with St. Paul coming up for your next series?
Just like I was telling you before, I mean, we got some momentum. Hopefully we take it into St. Paul. I mean, like, that is a tough team, but we need to play every game like we got to win every game. Don't matter what team's out there, who we're playing, it don't matter.
Well, terrific performance. It was great to witness it. Thank you so much for doing this for us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's your Shaw Direct Player of the Game, Chris Salamita. Scott, back to you.
Thank you very much, Al Foster, your Shaw Direct Player of the Game. Get it all while you get away from it all. Shaw Direct, your cottage cable satellite provider. Visit shawdirect.ca for more information. There was really no question about your player of the game today. Chris Salamita was absolutely brilliant. 8 strikeouts on the afternoon in a game they absolutely positively had to win. Chris Salamita got the job done. But your play of the game probably is not so easy to pick, although I personally thought it was, because it's my play of the game. Tonight's play of the game brought to you by Shaw Go Wi-Fi. Get your favorite shows on the go with Shaw Go apps. Well, I'll tell you what, there was never any doubt about the play of the game as far as I was concerned. It was this bomb hit by Luis Allen. It was just mashed in the 6th inning, back into the trees over the left center field wall, and it basically put the game away. It gave the Goldeyes some breathing room. For one of the first times in this series, they took a 4-1 lead on that 2-run home run by Luis Allen, and Chris Salamita cruised from that point forward. Today's play of the game brought to you by Shaw. Take your favorite shows on the go with Shaw Go apps. Well, the Winnipeg Goldeyes got the big win they needed to get. They had lost the first 3 games of this series to Wichita, but today they won their 48th game of the season, and with St. Paul coming in, boy, this is a huge victory. The big part about it is Winnipeg now has an opportunity to put some distance between themselves and St. Paul. If they can have a big series with the Saints this week, they play St. Paul Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday right here at Shaw Park. The final score, the Winnipeg Goldeyes 5, the Wichita Wingnuts 1. I'm Scott Taylor. I've enjoyed spending the afternoon with you. Al Foster, take it away, and tell us when we'll be back.
Well, Scotty, we're going to take a few days off. We're not going to be back until August the 18th. That's when the New Jersey Jackals will be paying a visit here to Shaw Park, and that first pitch gets underway at 7 o'clock right here on Shaw TV. And that's pretty much going to do it for what's been a great day for baseball and a great win for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. On behalf of Scott Taylor and our entire hardworking Shaw TV crew, I'm Al Foster saying so long from Shaw Park.
And welcome to Switch on Shaw TV. My name is Tamika Reed, and I'll be hosting Switch today. It is my first time hosting Switch on Shaw, so I'm a little bit nervous and super excited. Hi, Mom. Sorry, just had to get that out there. Up next, we have a video on the teddy bear picnic, so we have some footage on that.
And why did you come to the teddy bear picnic today?
Because it's so fun and you can bring your stuffings.
And I came to Teddy Bear Picnic to have fun and to look around also.
His name is Ruffy.
Okay. And why did you come to the teddy bear picnic today?
Because I love the teddy bears picnic.
Yeah?
Because